Rian Pratama, Kibo, Glutoni, Eko. Ini suara gue habis, cuy. Bentar ya. Aduh. Sore Deus Ex. Anjir, gue belum nyisir, cok. Gue tuh paling males digerai anjing. Buru keramas. Halo, Gembel PDK, welcome to the stream. Maaf ya, suara gue lagi serak banget. Kemarin ngekes Parafox anjir. Liburan nonton RRQ. Halo Kabel, halo hidung jambu. Gue mau sambil main ini guys, GeoGuessr guys. Bentar. Kalian main GeoGuessr nggak? Aku suka anjir. Sabtu depan cash enggak. GeoGuessr nggak sih? Nona kemana? Nggak tahu. Bentar guys, grupnya mana itu anjing? OpenGuessr Cibel, OpenGuessr kan gratis. Bayar cuy. Cimo lagi pagi. Silver 3. Mati monitor gue. Bantuin dong guys, bantuin. Lawan orang Indo juga. Bantuin dong, di mana ini? Friends ya? Kayaknya friends deh. Friends gak sih? Bukan ya? Praga. Oh, Prague. Hah? Lyon, coba Lyon di mana? Di daerah mana? Di daerah mana Lyon? Prague, Praha kan? Prague gak sih? Di mana itu? Ini ya. Di Prague bukan? Oke. Prague. Kayak Prague juga sih. Ah, tidak. Dia lebih dekat, guys. Kenya kah? Di Kenya? Kenya di mana, Cok? Kenya di mana, guys? Udah sini aja deh. Kenya di mana sih? Oh iya bener, Kenya di situ. Ah, nggak tahu gue Kenya di mana. Afrika Timur. Oke. Kayaknya di kiri. Nggak, gue masih pemula anjing. Gue tahu tuh di Kenya tadi. Bendera apa tuh tadi? Bendera apa, guys? Bendera apa ini? Bendera apa itu? Belanda, Slovakia di mana anjing? Kroasia, Cok. Austria, Cok. Ljubljana. Halo, referen. Anjing, gue tolol banget ya, guys. Kayak Meksiko. Mana Nerki belum main. Ini di mana ini? Di tulisannya Kok gue tolol banget ya? Yolah guys, bantu gue naik rank guys. Gak boleh Google katanya guys. Tapi nanya orang lain. Oh, Famos mah ini Brazil. Brazil, Famos. Wah, tidak. Kok Kok dia lebih bener? Meksiko bukan. Anjir. Pakai di Indo anjing. Ya Indonesia gak sih? Kayak di Pluit. Itu di apa? Lorong Batu Unjur di mana? Lorong Batu Unjur? Lorong Batu Unjur di mana? Bukan Muara Karang dong, oh. Di mana, Cuk? Kalau nggak salah daerah India nggak sih? Bukan ya? Malai. Lorong Batu Unjur, guys. Di mananya? Ntar daerah Malai dulu yang penting. Taman Bayu Perdana. Siang Big Mac. Gini deh. Belum mulai anjir. Bisa gue segame lagi. Si anjir. Oh gila cok dia cok. Si anjing dia tahu tai. Dimana ini? Dimana? Tolong. Mana nih bantuannya nih? Aduh. Pure mana nih pure? Woi. Aduh, tolol nih. Portugal dah. Masya Allah jauh banget anjing. Mampus kalah. Anjir susah banget guys. Lagi belum mulai. Tolong dong, tolong weh. Gue tolol banget ya main ini. Buset Maxi Cerot. Gak kayak Maxi Cerot anjing. Ah ini mah Indo ini. Ini mah Indo guys. Di mana guys? Bali guys, Bali teman-teman. Bali. Bali di mananya? Bali. Santai dulu gak sih? Gak usah buru-buru. Bali di mananya nih? Ada yang tahu gak Bali? Yang sering ke Bali? Akhirnya dapet Indo, guys. Lu gak usah buru-buru lu. Gua orang sini. Goblok. Mampus, ngapain di South Sumatera, cok? Gila kali lu. Deket laut itu. Bener gua. Di mana ini? Di mana? Ah, ini mah privat. Ini mah daerah Rusia, ini Rusia. Daerah Rusia Kazakhstan sini. Tapi kita cari petunjuk lebih dulu, petunjuk lebih guys. Ini guys, petunjuk lebih guys. Kelewat. Rumah Ilya. Nih, Kumpula Gumtak. Kapila Kotbi. Ini mah Rusia. Ya gak sih? Rusia banget gak sih guys? Atau enggak guys? Musik teateri. Coba Saint Petersburg. Kenapa jadi Saint Petersburg? Jauh banget gak sih? Masa sih Saint Petersburg? Kok kayak Jerman? Bukan ya? Kayak bukan Jerman ya? Saint Petersburg di mana? UK ya? Bodoh ah. Jauh banget anjing. Ya Allah. Kita nggak boleh lama-lama guys, kita harus cepet guys. Asen betul. Oh nggak tahu. Gue nggak tahu, sumpah gue tolol banget. Gue nggak street smart anjay. Ini di mana ini? Reserve aux employees the bell. Di mana guys? Bahasa apa ini? Bahasa apa ini? Route de l'église guys. Route de l'église di mana tuh? Energi kardio. Prancis Bordeaux mungkin. Oke. Saya percaya padamu. Prancis Bordeaux. Saya percaya padamu, oke? Sampai kau salah, aduh. Quintero, yang benar-benar aja kau Quintero. Jauh, Cok. Untung gue lebih deket. Kok bisa di Quebec? Tes ombak ya kan? Kanada yang bener loh, kebalsean yang bener dong guys, woi. Bantu dulu gak sih? Mobil apaan nih? Kayak Jepang, Cok. Bukan ya? Sentuh, obsterikia ya, endobaloy, kabinet stomatologik. Apalah itu guys, tolong guys. Besti ini sih kocak lu cendana yang bener-bener lo. Pensiuna Ana Maria. Opera Izeaza. Ini di mana ini? Meksiko ya? Opening bell, oke nanti ya habis ini. Di mana woi, tolong dong. Masa gua kalah lagi, guys? Tolong, guys. Swiss di mana Swiss? Saint Petersburg. Swiss di mana? Oh, anjir. Yaudah Mexico City dah. Tapi gak kayak Meksiko anjing. Masa Meksiko begini? Bagus banget. Kayak daerah-daerah dingin gak sih? Eropa tai. Di Budapest. Bangke, males.
Now, it's the same sentiments that we've heard from teams like T1 where this is like the final chance before, you know, next year kind of comes in. They have to get their, have to get
Apa Cancer Project? Halo.
everything straight right now. They had time during Shanghai to kind of just talk about things, restructure what's going to happen moving forward with the 5-man roster that they have. Again, they haven't really changed any of the players that they've had here. So they have faith, they have that synergy, they have that camaraderie already. Can it beat RRQ with the addition of Monyet here in this series right now?
It is so important for DFM to win every single one of their matches this stage 2 if they want to even think
Ke Korea bulan depan nih guys, kalau penuh guys, sumpah, no hype, no hoax.
Sort of like T1, it's a very tough situation, but you know what? We do need a Japan representative up there on stage at some point. We're gonna go over our casters, jump into our first match of today. Take it away, Chobra and Valdez.
Hello, thank you, Deskers, for that wonderful breakdown of the pre-show. I'm Valdez, with me is Chobra once again, and we're going to be breaking down this first awesome match, RQ and DFM, first time here in Stage 2.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this matchup, Chobra?
I'm very excited for multiple reasons. Obviously, a lot of people know that I've been excited about the RQ roster for a long time, but this is a whole new look, right? Obviously, at the beginning of the year, we had Jemkin coming in, Estrella joining, and now you've got Magnet. So quite frankly, the core has changed, right? The majority of this team now no longer the same from last year, but the desk talked about why they're excited. Now DFM, I love that Coach Yuak brought that up. They have been fighting tooth and nail for a lot of these matches, and taking a look at the compositions right away. All right, the surprises that RQ talked about. No dual, you've got 2 duelist players. Well, technically 3 if you count Estrella, and you're going for no duelist. I'm down for that. I'm
what
honestly.
What does it mean?
Yeah, obviously we've seen no duelist comps
Halo,
in the history
halo,
of
halo.
Icebox here and there. For a while, it was quite the
Pin
meta with a
maunya
lot of the
tuh.
Sentinels back
Woi,
then with
3
Chamber.
inisiator, cok.
But these days, we've seen a couple
Is
of
this cooking
experimentations.
or get cooked?
Hasn't gone very well, but I do like that you're supplementing the Sova on top of the KO Gecko. That helps mitigate some of the flood util and then nothing to hold off on the site or nothing to go for the
Cooking or
retakes
get
and some of
cooked.
those problems. Whereas DFM, we actually haven't seen their Icebox this year, so we see that they're going to stick with the Viper Harbor to control their composition.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. I like that RQ, they come in, they show a lot of respect for Detonate's Focus Me. They have kind of a new composition to bring into the first map. They want to start off Stage 2 with a bang, and definitely with some surprises. As Ewok was already talking about, we would see over the course of this second stage. So
Ewok
definitely
is
very
cooking.
excited to see how this is going to work
Asik sendiri
out
sih, Bel.
up against DFM.
Selamat sore,
In
Hizra
their
Rizky,
own right,
welcome to the
definitely
stream.
have some proving to do. I think RQ Stage 1 was pretty good. You know, they took that last match over Gen G. They finished 3-2. Whereas DFM, you know, starting with the 1-4, they have a lot of work to do to climb up if they want to make something happen.
Taking a look at the pistol rounds as well, of course. DFM, not exactly their strong suit so far, but we'll see if they can start to change that number coming in. See Ghost across the board, but then the one share for Medusa has that Killjoy on the attack here, favoring a lot more the firepower as they might be looking to stick together. Maybe he'll have to win a couple 1v1s on the lurk on the A side as well.
Let's see what this is going to look like for DFM starting out on the attack. It does look like they are edging over towards the B site
Aneh
at
banget
the
ya rambut
moment
gua.
and sending the Killjoy by herself over at A.
Yeah, already very deep for Medusa, so he could immediately start to go get information on A if he ever so needs. But the dash being used by DFM, so
Milih
it's a
siapa nih,
pretty
Luci?
big commitment
Ya,
to the
ini
B side
dong.
with the toxic screen up. They want to
RQ.
supplement it with the high tide, make sure that you have full time. And look at this, they're already concerned
Pretty
about
sweaty.
the absolute slew of utility that might be flying out from RQ, trying to bait that out with the fake.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to deal with. Nat did take a little bit of damage there from the shock dart, but this is going to have to come down to a retake as the wall already going to be thrown forward. And the flash over the top.
Oh, the double flash is a timing a little bit missed here by RQ. They just have to go in and win these fights dry, and it's not working out for them.
Yeah, not looking good so far. Estrella is going to be the one guy to get it done, but Anthem is holding it down. And Sparrow do get a couple of pieces, but now a lot of time bought here. And still a couple of members left for Medusa. It's all up to Magnet here, back on the roster in the first round. And he's just going to have to try to hold it. It's not going to happen. So Sess does shut that down. And as you mentioned, that retake, not the cleanest thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, it looks like there was a bit of a rush on the flashes as they see the cascade coming out from the harbor, and they wanted to try to capitalize on it, make sure that DFM's not pushing right behind it, but that meant that they had to start peeking dry without any utility. DFM, the positioning, very, very good. Crossfire is all throughout, and always having a backup plan, a good pistol round to bring up that pistol win rate, as we now see 4 rifles purchased by DFM. They're kicking off the snowball strong here.
Yeah, they're gonna start off with a lot of momentum in this one. A relatively clean first round, and now it does look like they want to hit onto A, as they do have some of the longer range angles here. Killjoy up top. let's see what this entry does look like.
That is going to be an accurate stack from RQ, but May with the opening kill opens things up.
Yeah, he's in here on the jet, trying to enter. He's going to get that first kill. Medusa going to push
Halo,
through the
mantap.
wall.
Halo,
He does
Bobby,
immediately go down
Bobby.
to the one click from Jemkin,
Dia
but May
tanpa
is still
nulis.
not cleared out on the top here. As May picks up a 3K,
Oh.
make it 4, and he's going to
Ya, nggak ada
not pick
ace.
up the ace after all of that here in the anti-eco. But actually, RQ making this relatively close, given the firepower advantage that did go the way of DFM. But it is still looking pretty good for DFM here, as they will get the kill and the plant.
Yeah, so like you said, costly for sure. We mentioned the 4 rifles being purchased up by DFM. It is a lot of value lost, but you still carry over 2 rifles and picking up the Vandal as an upgrade on the Bulldog. So firepower-wise, the bonus is still going to be a pretty strong
kalau
bonus
kalah
round.
gimana ya, guys?
But May really proving that he has been putting up the numbers through
Kalau
and through. And
RQ
let's
kalah
not
gimana?
forget, May and Jemkin, they used to go at it against each other back in Challengers Japan last year.
Kalau
Now they're meeting each
aja,
other on
kan
the
gua
big
nggak
stage.
kepengen
Back
RQ
then,
kalah.
Jemkin was absolutely the talk of the town over
Nggak
the Challenger
kaget,
scene.
kaget lah
But
anjir,
May
kaget
now
coy.
trying to prove that he earns a spot at that discussion.
Nggak mungkin
here
sih
in
hitungannya
ACT
kalah sama
Pacific.
DFM. Harusnya ya.
The guy has always been a very
Yo,
strong talent. As
nerf
they were saying,
banget
even on
ada
the
line up
analyst
Molly,
desk,
coy.
it's, you know, we know what he can do. It's more so about the team supporting him as well in terms of utilizing that utility and getting him in onto the right spots at the right time. As speaking of which, he's going to be pushing right down the middle here. As they do look towards B at this point in time. Monyet down to 5 health, but Estrella
Oh,
not
nice
cleared out,
banget
and
crossfire-nya,
Jemkin is there as
anjing.
well. 3 headshots
Gila,
in a
3
row.
di B, tai.
This push is shut
Gila,
down
ngeri
heavily.
banget.
Yeah, if this ends up being a flawless
Nggak masalah sih
RQ,
kalah,
have
waduh.
a great opening to get
Menulis
back
juga
in,
apa.
and it will be.
Gila, lu
because
lihat,
now
itu
you're
RQ
1 point away
bertiga
from
di
the crash
orange
of
anjing.
Jemkin as well. Of course, we talked about the triple initiator. We should note that it is Jemkin picking up the Gecko, trying to follow up in something's footsteps. It seems the Russian duelist switching over to the Geckos across different maps. We'll see how good his util usage continues to be. But as much as the round itself doesn't go well at all for DFM, I like that they say, okay, it's a bonus. Let's throw something else out there. Let's throw a little bit of conditioning, a bit of a curveball to make sure that they have to continue to invest into that middle part of the map so we can have a bit of an easier time in the sights in the coming rounds.
So what Jemkin was able to do there on the timing, just pushing in behind them. They did not expect that at all. And it really took the wind out of the sails of that push. So, as you mentioned, trying something a bit sneaky there on the bonus. But now, does have the blades out here for May. We'll see if he can get something big on the A site once again, as he did in that anti-eco. But for now, just going to take this one slow.
Yeah, just look at how liberal RQ can afford to be with their util
Itu
to
saya lagi
combat
perform, iya.
for space here on the A side. I mean, you're dumping so much and you still have a
Kira
flash
dia
drive,
main
you
smoke
still got a
lagi,
shock
guys.
dart, of course, you still have the mosh as well for anything like a retake or just to delay if the timer starts to run out. And that's going to be something that DFM really has to figure out what they want to do, right? It's another initiator that you're not used to playing against. Sure, there's no duelist on the other side, but the concern right now is DFM, they're the ones who have to break through. Now starting to re-clear space, but the Cascade and the drone gives it up pretty clearly. So RQ shifting to a 2-1-2 default.
Yeah, that they will. This drone is going to
by the
see
way,
a
gue nggak
couple
banyak ngomong
of
ya, gue lagi
them
serem.
outside of A from the defensive side, and May is just kind of
30 seconds
peeking his head in here, seeing what he can see. Meanwhile, Anthem trying to poke out on B, but he's the only one over there at this point in time. 23 seconds, as they will be able to get this plant down. It does look like RQ will look for the retake.
Yes, just saving up the shock dart and the Masha as well. Recon online, so everything there for the retake. And Xfero's good for 2 on the flank.
Yeah, Xfero, huge value there. Medusa finally able to take him down, but this is going to make this a pretty even spot. As looking for the defuse now. There it goes. Jemkin going to throw that down. Anthem has the angle.
That's still going.
He's controlling this area, and Estrella is also able to stop them from getting in. Anthem does trade one back, but this is still
Waduh,
going to be around
makan,
over
guys.
to RQ. You do see that Anthem does barely get away there.
Seems like DFM maybe was a bit too concerned about staying calm here.
Soalnya
in the
habis
post fight. I mean,
nge-cash
yeah, it
para
goes down
Fox.
to a 3v3. Yes, Xfero catches you off guard, so you have to start to regroup far back. Try to rely on the lineups.
Sabtu
But let's
Minggu
say it
nggak live
wasn't
soalnya
him,
nge-cash
let's say it
para
was a
Fox.
member there. It's still a lot of time wasted. The half was absolutely guaranteed by
Devam aja
RQ.
Pacific kemarin menang lawan T1 iya
While
sih.
I appreciate the fact that DFM's not panicking,
Yang Gigantes
it's
palingan
something
si
they're
May
going
bisa
to
menang.
have to revisit, and especially, of course, considering that the wingman is a factor, right? It's still going to be a 3v3 firefight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you mentioned, maybe just a little bit flustered there, a little bit caught off guard, but DFM definitely still in this one. Only 2 rifles
Si Mei Mei
in
ini
this
berasa main
round, though.
ranked
We'll
ya.
see where they do go with this. As the wall is up, they are pushing in towards B. Just waiting at
Para
yellow
Fox sebenarnya belum
to see if
pamit ya.
anyone is going to poke their head out.
Gue nggak orang tahu deh.
Thrash being used early just to try to buy some time. Worst case,
Oh,
you
gua
can try to
bisa
recover
kok,
it in
daftar
the
aja.
process of a retake. Draws out the Reckoning as well, so ult for ult, but you still got no command on the side of RRQ.
Yeah, that you do. Anthem, though, pushing out here, able to get that first kill. And now it's just kind of on the run. They are going to get this plant down, look to defend it. As there it is, but Xfero up top, he is going to pick up one, and May's going to win that long-range fight now. The defensive lockdown here from the side of RRQ. And we'll look to potentially stop this from happening, and they are just going to try to rotate out of here entirely and move over to A.
Yeah, a bit of a miss on the fragment as well, so now they have to take out Anthem before they go for the rotate, because otherwise they will leave their backs open. And this is an absolute pain point for RRQ. It's a good flash, but that's a flash drive invested. So not exactly an ideal scenario, especially considering that this was not a full buy round for DFM. They've already drawn out all the ultimates on the side of RRQ. I would say that's a victory in and of its own. But if they get more
Bisa dapat pasar sih sebenarnya, cuman masalahnya game-nya tuh 3 lawan 3.
It's absolutely fantastic.
Kalau 5 lawan 5,
timing
pasarnya
there,
mungkin
knowing
lebih banyak ya.
exactly that
Game-nya
one
seru
guy would
anjir.
just be out there rotating in and out.
Ntar
But
abis
do so
game ini
with
kita
a quick
nonton.
headshot with the Sheriff, and you see that Jemkin's saying, well, I don't think I've got a chance here. And he might just
Abis
look to
Icebox
back
ya.
out of this one.
Yeah, you gotta not only save your rifle, obviously your creds are fine, but you don't want to give away the ult points, you don't want to give away the upgrades. Already pings coming in on the rifles that would have been dropped. So it does look like DFM will have quite a few.
He's looking to potentially take this against Net. He is going to take him down. So he does deny potentially one of those rifles that was picked up. They thinking about it, but yeah, he's just going to play it safe. So that will be round over to the side of DFM. They push into B, get some nice trades. Even bringing the 3 Sheriffs into that round and still able to pick up the win.
Yeah, and it's great to see that it's not just May hitting some of these crucial impact shots, right? In that round, we have Medusa picking one up with the Sheriff as well. Anthem doing a great job buying time over by Yellow, kind of sacrificing himself behind that container. So this is good news for
game,
DFM, and already we're
free.
seeing the impact of that bonus round that they
Para
had
Fox free,
pushing
guys.
mid. So much effort in the
Masa
past
kita
two
lagi
rounds,
nobar
despite
RRQ,
RRQ
tiba-tiba
putting
nonton
you two
Para
there,
Fox.
having someone to try
Para
to
Fox
play
seru,
off mid.
anjir.
And now finally RRQ make the call to leave that weaker and start to stack one side or the other.
And they do have a
Seru tapi game-nya. Halo
sack
Evelyn,
over
welcome to the
towards
stream. Jangan lupa like,
site
thank
at the
you.
moment. They have left their Killjoy Xfero there in the middle of the map, and it is just more over here at A.
Hello masih cuman gaungnya kayak belum
Now,
gede.
gonna throw out the
Iya.
Mystery, see if he can
Kalau nonton pro player main
get
gila ya,
onto the
jago
back
banget
of the
orang-orang
site,
anjing.
and DFM should be able to do exactly that. There's not a lot of pressure, and May's just up top here. They do not
Ada
even
orang
check
Thailand
it.
namanya
Xfero's
Brook,
gonna go
jago
down
banget.
just like that.
Kayak ngecit.
Yeah, an absolute wild card position off of that dash, but for now, it's a quick retake coming in from RRQ. The attacker lockdown has to be used to try to fend this off. There is a fragment, but can you throw it in time? He's already there to try to block it too, Medusa. So forces them to have to back off and give the spike plant.
Spike Plant will come down, but a very nice shock dart as well, trying to pressure on Anthem here, trying to punish, but now Anthem's still up top. Are they going to check this one? The timing is pretty good. The shots are good as well, but Elmore and Jemkin do trade one apiece. Anthem's still alive on 17 health. And it is a straight up 2v2, a little bit low health.
Whoa!
Insane to be able to pick the corner. Can he pick up a 4K? He's not going to be able to. Monyet in a 1v1 against May, and he has no idea where May is, and that is a 4th round.
Waduh, gak ada yang ngecek second level ya guys, gak ada yang mau nge-hold second level ya guys. Berat body cam sih Bel, yang gameplaynya beda kayak shooter lain. Udah, seru. Itu beli di mana sih, Steam ya?
Jiggling right back into the wall, and like you said,
Aku suka tuh
Mel,
game-game kayak
all
gitu.
these members of DFM staying up top above. That's disgusting. They're using the map to their advantage. That's one of the things that makes Icebox a little bit annoying, is there's a lot of verticality. And RQ, they've been counting it out, and it's leading to a couple round losses.
Yeah, absolutely. RQ definitely struggling a bit. They're going to have to figure out something there. I did like that fast attempt at a retake, but the attackers' lockdown had actually worked out pretty well for DFM to get the plant down. As now Monyet
Sambil
going to
makan
be
ya
spotted
teman-teman,
out
selamat
here
makan guys.
as they do look to pressure towards the B site.
DFM's got a good read. They realize Monyet just walked back, so they're expecting that there's backup here on the side of green, and there is. But the trade, it's not going to come through. That is good for 2.
and that's pretty insane. Couple of headshots. And you saw that the guys on RQ not quite able to hit their shots. Medusa is just waiting for this rotation to come out, and Xfero, oh no. That's just a free kill as well.
Berikan 3.000. Seru kayaknya ya.
Stacking them up here. Nice shot from Elmimore.
Pakai UE 5 adrenalin 5.
You know, not the
Kelihatannya real banget
here, but that's
anjir.
another one. Going the way of Elmimore, making things interesting. Looking at pressure, trying to get on top of Anthem here, who has been insane. He calms down, hits the head, and gets another one, but the shock dart will take him down as the rotation is coming back towards A, as we do see.
What did Anthem do in between the two stages? I mean, he's doing like a really calm, slow, wide swing against Jumpkin and absolutely outplaying him in that 1v2. Elmimore sees one. They haven't spotted him yet.
Oh, that's huge.
Elmimore kenapa sih buka bisa?
To take him down, Elmimore not expecting that extra pressure to come in that quickly. So DFM 5 now on the board.
It has to be a
takedown round 7.
Has to be a timeout from RQ. Yeah, the timer stopped because here's
Ngapain sih
one of
buka
the
pisau,
worst
anjir?
feelings has to be that you bring an absolute info-heavy composition and you just get run laps around on the map, right? I mean, you're counting things out, you're making assumptions while you have the triple initiator. It doesn't feel good, so I imagine that Ewok's gonna have to calm his players down, maybe remind them of a couple habits that he's seeing from both teams, but also credit where credit is due. DFM is using this composition against RQ very well. They're forcing them to actually use the util very early. They force them to invest a member and some of the killjoy util early and mid in the beginning couple of rounds. So playing a very big macro game, focusing on the strengths that DFM have prepared themselves here on the Icebox.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like what DFM are bringing to the table so far, and RQ definitely showing something new, but perhaps
RQ coachnya ewok.
I
Apa
assume
nggak
they
sufferin
practiced it
aja?
a lot leading up into this and scrims and stuff, but playing it on stage potentially for the first time, just trying to get used to this kind of style of play, and it is not quite working out as they had practiced. So we'll see how it does go here after the timeout. You saw the post-timeout win rate at 35%.
Not great,
Apa yang jadi
but
beda RQ era Bari sama sekarang ada monyet?
Okay. You can have it is a buy round for RQ, and you've got ult online. So you imagine that this is one of those rounds you should be winning off of the timeout.
Kecuali DFM ya, nggak expect bakal nempel kayaknya, makanya buka pisau mau rest deketin side.
Get that ult orb as well.
Iya, tapi kan lu jangan buka pisau lah kalau udah 1v2, 1v1 gitu. Itu dia kan pro player anjir.
Able to walk up and take that one down. May just slowly creeping
Kecuali lu main ranked ya, ente lah kalau main rank. Ini kan main, ini kan nge-team, ini kan udah main di Pasifik anjir. Bisa mungkin jangan buka pisau kalau nggak tahu musuh di mana. Kecuali tahu clear baru, kan dia posisinya nggak tahu musuh di mana.
And now on the B side, they feel like they now need to push out, but it's another crossfire. I don't think RQ is going to be expecting this at all.
They were not, as Anthem is going to take that one down. Manet looking to try to push out here, and oh, he's not. Well, he does take down Anthem, but he immediately gets traded back. And obviously DFM 4-2 in terms of players right now, and they have a free push towards A at this point in time, so they will just go for that.
I hate to call him out on it, but Coach
Itu
Ewok
tadi
was the
habit
one who
itu,
said he thinks a
Elmimore
lot of
habit.
people are underestimating DFM. I'm going to be honest, RQ players look like they're underestimating DFM a little
Ini
bit
jersey yang
here.
ini jersey yang
Not making
dikasih
assumptions about the
di
possible
Valo,
double teams,
bukan
not
jersey
making
yang
assumptions about
dulu.
the possible crossfires. And right now, DFM look as calm as ever as they look to try to go to another 6th round win.
And you see trying to take some long trades here. It does go 1-for-1 once again.
Sepertinya akan kalah di Icebox.
Still outside the back of the site, and 1v3, he is going to back away from this one and give it over to DFM. But yeah, like you mentioned, you know, Anthem is looking great to start off this map, and you asked, you know, what did they do in preparation for stage 2? What changed? And it does look like DFM have come
Nafsu
in
banget,
with a
iya
new
maju-maju
fire
anjir.
for stage 2, as they're looking quite fantastic to start off Icebox.
Yeah, because you can talk about the strats, etc., everything, but RQ was also one of those teams where regardless of win or lose, you had a couple players that were always good for a couple kills, right? Elmimore here on this Icebox had some nasty games in stage 1. Jemkin, of course, quietly always putting up incredible numbers across all of their matches. I mean, Monyet, despite some of the chemistry that they were still working on back when he was on Paper X, was really finding his groove when they were at Masters Madrid. I mean, these are some high-caliber players on the side of RQ, so DFM have come with the utmost preparation to make sure they're not getting pushed around both on the map as a macro level, but also individually at a micro level.
You see the way some of these trades did go.
Bagus tuh kesernya tadi
Kind of expecting it.
ngebahasnya.
Little nice
Micro
there
dan
from May.
makronya udah
Things going swimmingly. They
mereka
take
latihan
a
aja.
very
Keren
dominant
lu,
round
Caster.
after the RRQ timeout, so that's always going to feel fantastic. Here on the attacker side of Icebox,
Balik main Ragnarok
already
Origin.
at
Aku nggak pernah
62,
main
so
Ragnarok
DFM
Origin.
looking to continue with their streak here.
Aku nggak pernah main Ragnarok.
We do have RRQ in a position where they can still buy rifles, and they have pretty much bought up. May has gone for the judge here.
I think one thing that's probably throwing RQ off a bit is that DFM's starting default
By
has
the way,
not
makan ya,
stayed
teman-teman.
consistent at all, right?
Selamat
Sometimes
makan.
they're dumping util to push the enemy off of pipes. Sometimes they leave A open, allow for RQ to aggress. So DFM
Asli
definitely
masih aneh liat
staying a
monyet
step
main
ahead in the
Viper.
reads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. A lot of variety
Sempet main
for
Riz.
sure in terms of what they have shown. Did see some poking out through mid here as the orb falls. Oh, that was sick from
Oh,
Xfero.
nice flick.
Very quick flick. He is going to take down Medusa.
And that's a big one because
Nggak
that's
mihawk
the tail
casternya,
end. Now they
Iya
can't
nih,
watch their
casternya nggak
flank
mihawk.
anymore. You imagine that DFM will have to stay grouped. It's either that or they go in with even lower numbers as they leave someone like Cess to maybe watch the back. So RQ will now say, we'll just make sure that we're holding on to
Kupat
back
sayur,
site. We know
opor
that we have
enak
the
sih,
numbers
Carmeleon.
advantage. We just want info on the B side and keep the map control.
We're going to go for a similar entry with the Hunter's Fury just to clear
Lebih
out
suka
some of
opor
the
atau rendang?
corners. Looks like it did a little bit of
Kalau gue
damage.
sih lebih
May
suka opor
as
ya.
well is going to get one, but immediately gets taken
Vipernya
out
malah
by
bait
Jadwal
aja,
as the
iya.
pressure on the back
Lah,
of the
lah,
side.
lah,
And
dua lawan
is going to
tiga.
get his own Hunter's Fury
Hati-hati.
kill. This push has been pretty much shut down as you do see Cess going for the plants here. Takes a bit of damage, but Anthem
Gila sih
is able
Anthem
to
ini
defend
anjing
him
ngeri
for
banget.
now, but the shock dart and Monyet
Goblok
making
ngeri
it.
banget
It's
Anthem,
all up to
anjing.
Anthem in the 1v1 and Monyet's gonna
Anthem
hit
ngeri
the
banget
headshot
anjing.
and
Kenapa
bring
Anthem ini makan
RRQ
apa teh?
back onto the board.
Ngeri banget sih
Took
Anthem tuh.
so much for RRQ. Anthem, he's the only remaining player from the DFM squad last year, and there were several times even last year when we
Idul
talked
Adha.
about Anthem
Selamat hari
doing
Idul
his
Adha,
best,
teman-teman.
making the calls as he transitions to that IGL role. He was hitting some good shots, but this is a
Ayo,
whole different
jangan
level.
lupa untuk
Really
menyembelih
leading by example, and you can tell it's having a great
kambing
impact on
atau
the rest of
sapi.
the team staying calm. It all starts with Xfero.
Perut anjir.
Nasty flick. Oh man, you could tell. That's one of those flicks where you know it's always in the back of his mind, right? He's just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, no, he was ready. He reacted extremely quickly, and he did not miss. And you saw that Monyet pretty critical there towards the end, also hitting his shots in what could have been a really precarious situation. I mean, they really needed that round, RRQ did. But let's see how it's going to go. As now May is getting a bit aggressive, trying to peek onto this one, but flash drive over the top. May's still hanging around. He's going to push right down the middle. And he's just going to peek this one. He is not to be stopped. He's got some support from his team as well.
Oh, Xfero's up top. That's going to be a hard position to read, but Ned, is he checking for it? No.
Wah, Emennya
Yeah,
masuk.
this get traded back by Anthem, who did push in towards A. So just through mid and through A, they are able to get onto the site, but Elmimore, this is very
Whoa!
he gets another one through the wall. Kind of insane how he's able to shut this one down just by himself. So now DFM in a little bit of a scramble, not expecting the third guy to be in that corner. As May's still here, still trying to poke down the plants, but he is going to go up top of Medusa. They have a bit of a crossfire.
Nice, but
Let's see if May can get this 1v2 here. As Estrella is looking this direction, he's going to drop down, and there it is. Estrella
Nice.
easily able to clean up that one. So RRQ
Sakit
able to
banget
take 2
tembakannya
rounds in a
anjing
row.
nih RRQ.
I was scared there for a second when both members of DFM were looking to go up top again. RQ, they've been taken out of that position before, but two very hard-fought wins, but round wins nonetheless, something that RQ desperately needed, having only had 2 at the very beginning of this half.
Ribet
And
Anthem sih.
Elmimore following suit after Xfero, bringing back some of that crispy aim to make sure that RQ can stay in the fight. But overall, once again, DFM, they say, all right, it's time to bring out another curveball. Let's do a hard hit onto mid. And overall, the control was very good, right? They pushed RQ far out. They isolated one guy on A. It was a very, very good start to the round for DFM.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And credit to RQ for being able to shut that down. DFM always bringing a new look every time, and this time does look just to be 5 members pushing in through the front door of A. And I think this worked very early on in this map. It is going to get the pit down here on the defensive end. Monyet gonna throw that down already on the A side, but they are looking to peek here. Xfero outside the pit is going to get this first kill.
Yeah, and you saw that, and that was a spike as well. So you know that DFM now a little bit stuck. Sphero just looking to buy time. It's going to be the lockdown to counter out the enemy's Viper's Pit as well. All ultimates going out in this round.
Yeah, we got pits, we got a lockdown. We are fully committing into this one. The lockdown is going to push them out, though, as you mentioned. On the counter, Sparrow, though, is going to push out and try to catch them.
Udah lu
with their back
ngapain mau
turn.
duel
He's going to be
Mei?
traded back by Mei.
This is the spike recovered by DFM as well. So RQ not getting as much value as he originally would have hoped. And once again up top, RQ, you got to start looking up.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, Mei is just swinging
Rere
on the
kemarin ya
vine
kagak sih. Rere kemarin nge-cat Parafox sama aku.
into the site and just not expecting that at all. It is
Soalnya
going to
makin
still be a
emblem.
3v3
Iya,
situation. As this pit is still up from Anya, Estrella still able to hold this corner now. As Temkin able to come in and help the cleanup, and now it's all up to Medusa, who has a lot of pressure on him. And since he gets two, and he's gonna hold the plant here, and he gets the third one! He's able to clutch it out in an insane manner. Medusa, what has gotten into this guy?
That double swing was so clean too from RQ, the high-low. It's not like they were off tempo or anything.
No!
But Medusa just has full faith that he's gonna hit the first shot, transfers it right over.
Gue harus lihat reaksi caster Indonesia, guys.
Satu lawan 3. Masih bisa. Medusa terdiam tanpa Medusa terisi dan 2 kill untuk Medusa. What? Coba untuk planting dia ketahuan lagi ada Medusa triple kill. How? Clutch didapatkan oleh Medusa. Pemain RRQ selayaknya terkena mata dari Medusa terdiam tanpa kata.
Bah, keren. Terkena mata dari Medusa, terdiam tanpa kata.
On in, Xfaro is able to take this long trade. And that's the spike down as well.
So now you know that DFM will have to reposition. You still have the turret and the alarm bot to watch mid. So RQ, given that it's a 4v4
Kalah,
and the
anjir,
weaker
anjir,
weapons
150
on
kayak
Omi
gitu.
more, they're going to
Aduh,
start to
aduh.
try to group up. Xfaro just
Aduh,
hiding
aduh.
out by screens to make sure he can make use of his nanoswarms, maybe do a little chip damage. At least make sure that you're holding onto screen so the retake can happen.
Nggak
Should
tahu
the spike
gua,
be planted?
anjir, bisa kalah, tai.
Well, we are going to have this lockdown coming in.
Si Medusa ini makan apa, tai?
Declare
Itu udah bener loh,
they will
double
be
pick.
moving towards the A site.
Double pick dari atas sama dari bawah, Hayal sama Raptor.
Slowly backing
Terus
out
si
of this
monyet
one.
ya udah nge-swing waktu tinggal dikit.
See what this retake looks like for the
Di
side
head,
of RQ.
yup.
That the take comes down. Tell me more.
Itu
That was
RRQ nggak salah anjir,
Yeah,
Medusanya
that
jago
means no
tuh.
shock darts for the time being.
Spike planted.
Iya nggak sih?
Just gonna be a straight out trying to
Menurutku
pull
itu
out here. He's gonna get
jagonya
that
Medusa ya tadi, bukan
first kill here onto Medusa, and Mei just on the
Mei,
corner,
Mei.
able to hold it down, able to
Mei,
pick it once
3
again. He
kill.
picks up 3,
Mei.
picks up 4, and DFM will close out the half with 8 rounds.
A very, very rejuvenated
Iya,
TFM.
Medusa ini mau
I mean,
ikutin nama
they might
Mnet
be
juga
looking to
nih.
shock the world once again in their
Gue
opening
kenal
match
sama
in Stage 2,
Mnet
just like they did in
Nggak deket
Stage
sih,
1.
cuman kayak saling
They
tahu
came
aja.
out swinging back
Follow-followan
then
di IG.
against T1. Of course, didn't go the rest
Cuman
of their
sekedar
way,
kayak
but
tahu.
now maybe trying to
Gue
recreate
tahu ya
that
anak baby
magic.
ya anak baby. Tapi gue nggak tahu anak baby
See
tau
if
gue.
RQ
Harusnya tahu
can
karena
bring it
kita
back.
follow-followan IG.
Yeah, and we did have some data from RQ on this map. Their attacker side, 46%. They're going to have to up those numbers here today if they're going to have a chance up against DFM, who just looks revitalized for Stage 2, as you mentioned. They just look fantastic. Not sure what has gotten into them, but clearly the preparation and practice has made them a new team. Maybe Quack was onto something, you know?
Maybe
Vanya
he
coming
was.
back and, you know, some changes. We see some interesting agent compositions, and DFM's like, no, we're just going to bring it home the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, and on a map they haven't played at all this year to boot, and using a composition that I believe
Keren
Zeta's
banget
actually been
DFM.
trying to stick with the
Apakah
harbor, and it
prediksi
hasn't
Lihan
really
akan
gone
betul?
very positively for
Apakah
them.
DFM akan menang,
But
guys?
DFM working
Kalau
their
DFM
magic
menang
with
gimana?
it,
RRQ,
very
gue
slow,
tanya,
very
guys.
methodical.
Kasihan RRQ, guys.
And more than anything, again, I think the fact that they're always having someone there to trade, right? No one's going off trying to make solo plays. It's not like May's digging deep into
Woi,
his own
Hirodora.
pockets just to bring
Santai
home
dulu,
some
Hirodora,
frags.
astaga.
And that's the big
Marah-marah,
difference here in today for DFM.
Yeah. He's certainly being aggressive at times.
Masih bisa Sure.
It's more so like a team unit,
Siapa
as you
anak baby?
mentioned, and he's playing off of utility. He is peeking into people
Ini gua aja
at the right
nge-coachin, Mo.
times with the support of his team, and sitting at 18-9 right now, so he's feeling pretty good about his
Gua ajarin
current
main Valo.
score line.
Gampang.
And he has been having quite the map
Kalau mau.
has, you know, a lot of the players here on the DFM roster. And let's see what this attacker side is going to look like now for the side of RRQ with their triple initiator.
Yeah, so in theory with the triple initiator, you have tools to counteract the double controller, right? Because you can dump a lot more util to clear out these smokes step by step and counter that stalling power that DFM has. Now that they're on the attack, RRQ, they have a little bit more priority in how they choose to use those timings.
See, that's just trying to jiggle peek, just trying to get information on what this push is going to look like. Says ready for the utility to come over the top, but that recon dart is going to get some value. Jemkin picking up the first kill on this entry. Neff and his buddy here just hiding around the corners, and these entry kills from the side of RRQ are looking good. Monyet 2, Jemkin 2. And now it's only May left in a
Sampai Mei
1v4.
nggak kelas gimana guys?
Well, he's got a couple 4Ks here on this map. We'll see if he can do it again with the Sheriff. But everybody
respect,
hiding
respect.
away. You've still got Monyet just to buy time on yellow as well. May, he's aware of the fact that there might be someone on the hunt. Coming around, wrapping around, given the numbers advantage that RQ has. So it's good to see that the round may feel lost, but May keeping his focus, making sure that he's getting what he can.
Well, he's going to see that barrel and the hands, actually, of the Killjoy. There's not a lot of time here, and he is going to be taken down, hunted down by Jemkin. Picks up his third kill on the round.
Yeah, so this
Majuin sama
round
Nafsi
was
Bell.
most of probably what RQ was hoping to make
Enak.
happen throughout this map, right? You saw just the utility. The Dizzy gets shot down, doesn't matter. Pop flash with the flash drive still happens, and then there's a recon as well. So it's not like you have to rush in to capitalize on the flash.
Kayak nggak enak aja nggak sih, kayak gue tiba-tiba datang.
Boleh
nggak ikut touch
It's a
party?
free kill. Now we have a numbers advantage. And it's the
Lo awkward
pistol,
anjir
so
orangnya.
sure, maybe a little
Gimana
bit more
mau-
impact, but we'll see if RQ
pemain
can
silver kayak
continue
gue mana
that
paham
trend,
hierarki tanpa
start to do
duelist
a little bit
ternyata.
of their
Iya.
own conditioning on their attacking side.
Tanpa duelist dia. Kok cara entry set tanpa duelist gimana?
better look for them
Main
to start
pakai
off
body
this
system
half.
sama Yutil.
It's a lot of investment with the ghost bullets.
Okay, finally dealt with that in one way or another. And yeah, XFaro's just going to hold down this
Seru
game
dong dapat
here
fracture.
on the Killjoy. Rest of the team pushed over at B.
Thing is with this much time past, DFM, yeah, you might as well start shifting your weight to B. You've already made the commitment to take the space aggressively alone with May.
I would say that this big shift is going to help them out in spades. We'll see if they can pull off some kind of thrifty here. As the spam already going down through the Viper's wall as trying to take that one out. But the
Anjing,
spam
mati
actually
banget
from
Medusa.
Estrella and Jemkin.
Aku kangen Evan Oma kan udah ada di ranked.
Now peeking around the corner,
Huge
Monyet
flash.
gets one, Monyet gets two, Monyet gets three.
Nice.
And the eco here not going to work out for the side of DFM. Unless May, he had a 1v4 the last time. He's trying to get a 1v5 this time. And even the 1v4 did not work. So looking pretty good for RQ to link 2 in a row, as there it will go. May only picks up 1.
Yeah, and of course for RQ, you only lose the one ghost as well. So overall, the investment carrying over, you had 3 rifles and a Spectre on XFaro on that lurk. That's a lot of firepower that they can work with, making sure that they don't count their eggs too early. Spamming through that smoke, knowing that, you know, this is the strength of the double controller trying to come in, deny the wingman, and that would have been trouble for RQ as they have to close the gap. So overall, keeping their heads in the game,
Icebox udah nggak ada, Split.
RQ has a moment to try to flip the tables here
Ini
in
kali
the third round of the
Sunset,
half.
Sunset Lotus.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, this has been working out pretty well
Gue
for
udah
them.
jarang dapat Haven, gue cuma 2 kali dapat Haven
As
aja.
May is going to be denied here for just a
Main
moment.
kompe.
Going to be pushed back
Gue jarang sih
down
main kompe.
from that area.
It's just so many projectiles, right?
Yeah.
It's just everybody throws one piece of utility each. It's already 3 or 4, and then they've still got more for the actual execute, and then maybe 1 or 2 for the post plant. DFM, they have to realize that their smokes, their screens will not be respected for the majority of the second half.
Right here.
That is very true. May still trying to peek out here and see what he could see, but the rotation is coming in as they sense a push once again towards the B site. Although, as I do mention, that RQ themselves are looking to rotate out of the B area and potentially head over towards A, where it is only May and some Killjoy utility down here on the site.
I wonder if XFaro might have heard May right at the edge when he was on pipes, because that was an immediate
Halo,
reaction
Suryantara,
from
welcome
RQ
to the
to start
stream.
to
Jangan lupa like,
re-clear
thank
the
you.
space slowly, and
Udah
XFaro
kangen
even
banget itu
watching
map,
to see
padahal
if
iya
there's
ya.
any advancement hiding out. Double swing.
Okay, it is going to be a 1-for-1, but we still do have a couple of members here from DFM that have rotated over to A. Here's the Thrash, trying to clear out the back of this site, see what he can see. Isn't going to see much, but we'll be able to get that back. The spike has been planted. This is going to have to be just a straight up retake from DFM as Anthem up on top. Looking, trying to push forward, but already Moshpit going to come down. And Elmimore is going to clean out one. Takes down Medusa, who was up top. And Elmimore still holding this angle. He's able to hold the spray and take down Anthem. Cestus trade it back, but there's not a lot of time here for the side of DFM on the retake, as they will try to hold this defuse here. They are going to get it to half, and Cess is able to push down and deny this from happening. They get the defuse, and Xpharaoh at the very end does take them down, but it's still a DFM round win.
I mean, in most cases we would say, okay, well, it was the bonus coming in, RQ, you take away all the guns,
Bisa
maybe
kalah,
it's not so
anjing.
bad,
Heran
but
gua.
considering how it happened, you have to start to wonder, DFM's looking strong today. This could be the round that makes the difference. Real unfortunate reload timing there for Xpharaoh as he had to back out. And in my head, I was getting ready to talk about, once RQ wins that round, what were they doing well? The fact that they were ahead in numbers, they could afford to send someone past the smokes to be the scout and make sure that they're not sticking the plant, things like that. And immediately, DFM, a perfectly played two-man defuse, one man going out front past their own toxic screen, not waiting for the sprays. A very well-played round.
Yeah, absolutely. Really like the way they handled that. DFM on that retake, and this is a DFM timeout, even after that round victory. It's not a bonus, but everybody did go down at the end, so still some work to be done. I mean, they still need 4 rounds, and RQ have come back with a vengeance from the attacker side. So for right now, it does feel like it's still anybody's map, and I'm curious to see what is going to happen here. As you see, they don't quite have the money to buy much at all. So RQ still kind of in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, and RQ, they're going to all invest back up to rifles, surely still keeping tabs. I wonder if they're maybe scared of potential half armor buys coming in from DFM, but not going for anything like the Outlaw. Sure, they're on the attacking side, but we've seen that a lot just to counteract the economy out here in Pacific. But they will just be grouping up to make sure they're not giving away free weapons.
Throw forward the Gecko utility here. Trying to spam through these so many different walls, and it's a lot of vision denial with these two compositions here, especially on Icebox. There's a lot to clear out, as now the drone is going to come over the top here. Alongside of the dagger, the drone might have been able to see them there on the backside, and actually, yeah, does catch Anthem to flash on through, and Estrella is looking to push in, takes out Medusa, who was on the edge there of that screen. Cestus trade one back, but now the flash coming in on the back of the site, and Elmimore and Estrella just going to easily clean them up. Literally having no chance there to fight back.
And once again, May,
Ini
he was
lawan
holding
DFM.
close on green on
Katanya
the other
DFM
side.
jago.
Once they got the intel, it was a just in case the rotate
Entah
happens.
DFM jago atau RRQ
Cheeky
karena
killer too
terlalu
with the shorty, but every
inisiator.
time we see him in this position, the chances seem slimmer.
Gua rasa ini kalau
This
Jamkin
time it's
pakai
with a
jet udah kelar
shorty
dari tadi
against
anjir.
4 members of RQ with the rifles.
Percaya nggak lu
So
pada?
surely looking to try to just go down to the
Kalau
spike.
Jamkin
if
pakai jet
anything.
udah menang anjing dari tadi.
No reason to give over a free ult point, especially to the likes of Elmimore.
Elmimore sakit
That's
gitu.
why he's on the hunt. He doesn't even have the creds, but he still wants this kill.
Well,
Oh no.
yeah.
No! He'll get the ult.
Yeah. Well, he does get the ult, but May picks up a Vandal. And we'll see if they do try to punish this one. Xpharaoh is coming forward. Might have spotted the gun barrel there. May looking to peek the corner and takes him down as well.
Oh!
Making a third as well right at the very end. So May getting some bonus kills at the very end of that round.
Yeah, and that does impact the economy
yang
a
ada
bit.
jet. Iya, Ibu.
Right, if it
What
was only
the hell?
Elmimore,
What
you
the-
still all
what
should be
the-
able to carry on
Lu
with full
bayangin aja
armors.
Jamkin pakai
And then
jet.
buy the
Udah
rifle
kelar
over
nih
because
map
Xpharaoh had
dari
a lot of
tadi.
creds backed up. Now we got 3 members on half armors, and is that what's going to make or break this round? Maybe not, but could it impact the round that really matters to close out the map? Absolutely it could. So now that Hunter's Fury more important than ever to get value because you spend a lot to secure that ultimate.
Yeah, it definitely does. It is still the round over to RQ, so they're slowly pulling back in this one. So he's going to snipe him down. Neth not able to do much in this round before getting taken out. Anthem going to be hit by that dagger And May, alongside of Anthem, maybe looking to push aggressively, but there's so many things in his face. As the Gecko utility does come in, but May hits a knife. Anthem as well. Medusa gets a kill. Take that too. And now it's all up to Jemkin here in the 1v2. Medusa gonna peep him again, but Jemkin, not to be outdone, picks up a second, is going to get this spike planted as well. We have a straight up 1v1. Sass a bit healthier at this point in time.
Yeah, and Jemkin's wary of the flank. The spike in a good position for him to try to spam it down from afar as well. But you have to remember, it is the Viper left alive. Cess can use that toxic screen to try to bait out Jemkin's position, right? See where the spam's coming from and then counteract it. It's a matter of time for Cess. So many angles to clear right now.
And there's still a decent amount of time here, at least, on the defuse. He is going to tap it, and here comes the Thrash, looking desperately.
Heard him, I think.
Yeah, must have. And now Jemkin gonna throw down that snake bite, or rather get hit by the snake bite. Sass desperately trying to spam it, but no, Sass is able to hold it and finally gets taken out at the very end. But still, it's another close round that goes the way of DFM.
Oh man, 2 rounds like that, RRQ. For your own sake, you have to win this map, because otherwise those 2 rounds are rent-free for the rest of the night. And I can't believe Cess. He just makes sure that he knows the timing. He knows he can survive to get the defuse before the mosh goes off. Not sure if he was confident or if he just thought it was the best chance, but it works out for DFM. He was already past the half. Look at him. He's keeping his eye on the bar. And he's got the smile. The coaches weren't sure. That's sir.
They seem pleasantly surprised at the very end there. But a win's a win, as they say, and DFM now just 3 rounds away from taking this map. And you see that May able to buy up here to an operator now. Of course, did have the Blade Storm in the last round, so
aduh ngakak banget gue buka ulti masalahnya sih siapa?
On the defense. Now we do have RRQ looking to pressure in towards B.
Ini lagi kita tonton scrim gak sih? Oh bener juga lu Phoenix. Aduh, kejadian-kejadian di scrim ini biasa begini nih. Tapi serius loh Phoenix bener. Banyak kejadian konyol biasa di scrim.
May jumping off of the conveyor belt as well, looking right across the edge. So DFM knows for certain that
iya,
this is a
pakai ulti Haga sama Jemkin, ulti Jemkin sih yang kepake. Sayang banget. Tapi kalah masalahnya gitu. Gak jelas. Medusa gak jelas. Gak jelas, lebih gak jelas lagi monyet. Lebih gak jelas lagi Elmimor, nggak jelas. May nggak jelas.
And that's a drop shot, but May should know he is in the corner.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, but now there's the backup. A good call from RRQ. They realize that Xfero's stuck and they might as well make it a 2v1. 20 seconds, have to book it all the way to the A side. The spike should get planted, but RRQ are trying to calm things down. They want to check all corners. Only 14 seconds. Now you don't have that leisure. You got to swivel.
Yakin mau plan di sini?
Yeah, they do a bunch of that. It's going to be up to Anthem, who was incredibly clutch at the beginning of this map. We'll see if he can pull it back for the team here once again. It is a 1v2. He was able to pull off a 1v3 earlier to get the clutch for the team. This is a big ask. There's also the turret down here up against the Killjoy. He doesn't have a lot of information. And
kenapa pisau sih?
Perfect timing there. Able to catch him with the knives out.
Jangan pakai
does go down. So RRQ keeping this one close. They pick up an 8th
terus ke
round.
strongest aja udah.
Man, I mean RRQ, a couple of these
jam call
fights, they're starting to push out one by one. Right, the pinch doesn't happen here as Jemkin peeks out. I get it that you picked him earlier.
Suka.
Yeah.
Game sense kicking in for him.
Mana nih
Right
Suka?
at the edge of yellow. Not sure if he saw the barrel. I don't think he did.
I think it was the very
Yeah,
maybe.
easy.
Could have seen the ping or something like that. But either way, quick reactions and a good hold. And again,
Cheeky,
RQ, a little bit of the timing mismatch
Itu
on
kill
some of these
ketiga set dari
peaks.
mana dah? Nggak tahu anjir di
Yeah,
spam.
for sure. It hasn't been the
Solo
cleanest
WP
map,
gini
but
mana
it's
Noni
still,
Cimela
I
nggak ada
would
yang
say,
bisa.
anybody's map at this
Semua
point
nggak
in
bisa,
time. They're
Nona
able
nggak
to take a
bisa.
lot of guns out of the hands of
Ngasih
DFM.
tahu tapi nggak
RRQ
bisa kenapa,
still
cuma
in
nggak
the
bisa
driver's
doang.
seat
Ya
here
udahlah,
on the
sendiri aja.
comeback.
Aku udah
The attacker
ajakin,
side,
tapi
which
pada
has
nggak
been
bisa.
stronger tonight, at
Aku
least,
sendiri aja.
for both of these
Kalau
teams.
RRQ
May
sampai menang sih nggak ngerti lagi.
the Marshall. See if
Justru
he
memang
gets
harusnya
some
menang nggak sih
cheeky kills
RRQ?
on this eco.
Mereka pemain-pemainnya
That is
lebih oke.
absolutely a cheeky
Pernah main di
angle.
Champions, pernah
See if
main di
he can get one for
Masters.
free. Now RRQ, if they invest this pit, they have to realize that there's a lot of ultimates on the other side, so it's not going to be as free as you think, despite the weapon advantage. And May's plans the headshot.
Oh, that's already massive. I mean, you're getting value out of the Marshall, and there's still no plant down. Some spam coming on through. Even the classic right click's getting some damage, but it does look like RQ able to bully their way onto the site here. May still holding onto this Marshall.
Yeah, but the flank, Medusa coming in from far. He picks up a rifle as well.
Ooh.
He could do a lot of damage. May not wanting to show his barrel through the Viper's pit.
And he's just going to hang out in the corner here for a little bit. Sess trying to make some noise up there. The ping does come down.
Medusa needs to make something happen first for May to be able to jump in.
He's going to make his way in. And Medusa, oh, that's a 2K. He's trying to retake this one. He's trying to make the clutch happen. There's really not that much time, but if they both peek him, there is potential. He is going to get some damage down on the Jemkin, who just pushes through it and takes him down. RRQ nearly tying it up here 9-10.
Mungkin ini dulu sama keluarga.
I mean, that was what? A Marshall purchased, right, for DFM.
Kemarin ngekes
So the fact
apa
that they're
sama
still
Bredel
able to keep
Cibella.
RRQ starving for credits, making sure they have to reinvest every one of these
Ngekes
rounds.
Parafox.
Just goes to show
Dia juga
how
pernah
clean
juara Bel,
DFM's
tapi
been
lihat
looking.
dia
I
sekarang.
have to
Benar
say,
sih, Phoenix
overall,
nggak
I think
salah.
DFM has had more consistency.
Yellow,
in,
May.
you know, how
Aduh, lagi
successful
RRQ
they've been,
kenapa
how
sih
clean it's been, how
Jemkin
confident
ditaruh
they've been in
di
their choices.
Gecko?
But RRQ doing their
Udahlah,
best to try
Jet
to
player
catch
main di
back
Icebox
up.
pakai
Now
Jet.
with half armors
Pasti
across the
menyala
board,
punya,
1 point away
weh.
from the thrash for Jemkin.
Yeah, let's see where they want to go with this one this time around. It does look like just going to leave the Killjoy outside of A. And some more pressure towards B. This has been kind of, you know, the starting call, and then eventually they do rotate into what they actually do want to go for. A couple of members pushing out even towards green from the side of DFM, seeing what they can see there.
Ooh, the drone not tagging anything. I'm curious to see what DFM's decision is based off of that. It does look like they're going to shift a little bit more power to mid and B. The 0 point now gives them a bit of an inkling that RQ still hasn't made up their mind. Now RQ, they've denied, you know, any free control of something like pipes and belt over on the A side, so they have the freedom of choice to go either way. And now on the timing of the drone going through green, they're going to start to shift their weight, and the drone fake has worked pretty well. DFM's not going to bite fully, but they are saying, okay, the likelihood was on B side at that moment.
Yeah. And then the more the time goes by, we do have a lot of members here of DFM who are waiting right outside of A and are ready for this retake. And there it is. Fireball's going to come down, but still this plant will happen. And trying to peek here is May, is going to see a lot of them trying to just poke on some of the heads. And now the Thrash is coming out and is going to get taken out in that corner. Here is the lockdown, trying to push them back as much as possible.
Lineups are good for now, just trying to buy time.
Iya, aku udah ucapin ke Nona lebaran.
Good for the first kill, trying to get the spray down. They know that they're sticking him. Monyet needs to keep going.
Oh, and they're able
Nice
to stop
banget Monyet
the
anjing.
from happening.
Monyet
just
orang
on the
gila
back
cok,
of the
nice
site,
banget
keeps taking them
Monyet.
down. Australia gonna take
Monyet
that
lu
success
jago
as
banget
well, and it
anjir,
is
lu
a
berani banget,
flawless
nice.
round from RRQ.
Gila Monyet tuh gitu, dia tuh kalau di smoke dia justru jadi makin berani.
Taken out in the end.
Yeah, it looked very chaotic, but the conclusion is that
Si
RQ
Cahaya
first of all
kalau
realized that
main
DFM
apa
is gonna
namanya?
be a lot more decisive
Dia
about
kalau
whether
main
they
smoke
stick
justru jadi
on the
lebih berani nggak sih
defuse or
guys
not.
menurut
And
kalian?
also gives them a little bit of the taste of their own medicine. Monyet just swinging through the jungle of Icebox, picking up a kill, making sure he gives vision for the second on the defuser as well. And that
Dari
will
cok
draw
YOLO
out
gitu. Iya
that
dia
second
jago
timeout.
anjir kalau
So,
mainnya
again,
YOLO.
chaos or not, adjustments coming in from RQ.
Anak buahnya Ewok nih, anak buah Ewok.
Looking to answer back.
Bekas Onyx.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I've been saying it's kind of anybody's map because yes, DFM got ahead, but then RQ were coming back very strongly, but the way the last 6 or so rounds
Jadi
have
Anchor juga
looked,
sakit
RQ
itu
has
dia
definitely
cocok
been
jadi main smoke
in major
gitu.
control. Even with some of them getting kind of dicey, kind of sloppy, whatever you want to call it,
Keren banget lu,
RQ
monyet.
still very consistently
Monyet.
pushing ahead, and now it does feel like they have very nice momentum, forcing that second timeout here, winning a big round there, and tying up the score.
Yeah, huge. I mean, you drew out the Reckoning, you still had the Thrash to combat things like the Lockdown as well. So understanding the dynamic between the ultimates, and like you said, I mean, it took 16 rounds, but RQ was the one who did eventually catch up, and DFM no longer has a clear lead, nor do they have the weaponry to try to snatch it back. So they'll scrape together whatever they can have. You got the Viper's Pit as well, but it doesn't look like it's going to be used off the rip.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's see if DFM can sneak one, or will RRQ just continue with their dominance. As decent amount of utility thrown out here, trying to catch someone off guard, but Bay up top, and they do shut that down, and immediately rotating out is RRQ.
Yeah, so seeing the econ situation, RQ, they've chosen to stay grouped in the beginning, and even now, short to 1-4 split, just to make sure that you're not giving away green clearance for free, but you're staying very tightly grouped up. And May wants to be the Joker who's going to break things apart, trying to make sure RQ stays divided, but he's got no support to be able to push further out.
Si Alik, hanggang monyet makin hari makin mirip
dah.
dah. Masa sih kayak saudaraan ya? Bisa comeback lah, bisa-bisa.
No full committal just yet, but that lockdown will be committed to
Tunggu
here
kebelet
from
berak lagi.
Xfero.
Mana ya?
That will push DFM back.
No, I don't think either of them are going to have any inkling that they've passed each other. Anthem might be able to do some damage because I think that turret's about to deactivate if Xfero goes deeper into the site.
That is very wonky, and now we got some fighting here on A. A couple trades back, May only does get one, and the spike has been planted. He is going to tap onto it, force some sprays down, see if he can get some angles on where exactly those members are.
Anthem, the alarm bot's in his way, but if he goes up on Belt, RQ will have no idea.
Oh, but RQ are getting some really good trades on A as this is happening, and Anthem also going to be taken down as Xfero is able to watch that angle and takes him down. So RQ finally taking the lead here once again.
And just at the end, we saw exactly how that turret was placed. I'm pretty sure it actually just didn't tag him because he stuck all the way deep. So, I mean, RQ, it might bite them back if something similar happens again. But for now, like you said, Monyet's lurk hitting a bit faster.
Ntar aja, udah masuk lagi.
Confusion one step earlier.
Om, aku lagi makan. Sorry, Refre. Aku nggak tahu kamu lagi makan. Maaf. Ya kayak saudara angkat monyet gitu jadi adek lu lah.
As we have seen, I mean, 4 rounds in a row.
Adek gua banyak loh.
Very dominant attacker side from them so far. Still very close
Makanya
map,
kenapa
but
kayak
DFM
dia
have a lot of momentum here. They're finally able, of course, to buy up. And this is going to
lucu
be
nih
a
kalau
critical
DFM kalah
round
nih,
for them
lucu nih,
because if you
lucu
drop
nih,
this
lucu.
one,
King DFM kalah.
you're pretty much losing the map from there. So let's see if DFM can hold on.
And so they've chosen to just leave A site empty. They're going to vie for green
nanti
control
pas
a bit more
break temenin
aggressively.
main
That's going to be
geogeser
the
dong,
curveball
guys.
they're relying on.
Bantuin tapi jangan sesat.
But RQ, they've got a decent
Udah
read
naik
on this
silver nih
because
dari
there's been no
bronze.
movement on A. There's no tag on the turret in
Bantuin
mid.
main.
They're playing this
Ya
slowly.
temenin, bantuin, oke.
Try to regain space. Make sure that they're
Katanya kalau nggak Google bisa kena banned. Tapi kan dia nggak bilang nggak boleh nanya live chat. Nah udah gue nanya live chat aja bener nggak?
RQ knows that it's a two-man stack.
Nanya teman as a friend.
And that's
Kalau
gonna
as
give them
Google
the
nggak boleh, as a
information
friend
they
boleh,
need
guys.
to group up and look for a push elsewhere. But immediately DFM are rotating
Kalian mau
out
cari
of this
Google mah
one.
terserah, yang penting kan gue nggak tahu.
Looking to hold down a lot of defense on the B site. Actually, both of them already moving over towards A, which is where RQ are looking to push. As that suppression is going to come down. They do look to push here onto this one, the Hunter's Fury once again, but Monyet's still going to go in, and Heath is going to take him down, but a straight
nice.
and they push onto the site, and this defuse is
Mampus
looking good.
kalah
It is
duel
a
semua,
5 kill in a row rounds here for the side of RQ after only losing Monyet.
Kirim ke DP biar
And
di-ban,
RQ are
jangan
looking
lah
good to take
saudara,
down
parah banget
these
tuh.
Yeah, I mean, pushing as a team makes a
Jangan
world of
Coko baru
difference here
beli
for RQ. There were a couple
subscription.
rounds earlier where they looked a little bit disjointed, but this time
Mahal,
Monyet
180.000.
kind of leading by example and saying, even if
Enggak,
I don't get the
80.000.
kill, let me open up the angles so you guys can all go for the trades. It's funny that it has to be a Viper, but someone has to do it, and there's no
Sakit
duelist
banget
on
ini
this
Frela.
side. They've already committed to it. They're all holding one angle each.
You see my aim?
I saw it.
Yeah, we saw
It was
it.
pretty cool.
No, don't you worry.
It's very enjoyable to watch, yes. We
Kalau
did
bisa
watch.
Accent British nggak apa klub.
Faye's
Kalau
got
klub
his
itu
plays out,
Scotland.
and he's looking to push down through pipes, and he's looking to get a flank
Can you
going.
get me a bottle of
But now he's just going to regroup.
Can you get me a bottle of
This push is coming in pretty quickly from the side of RRQ.
Can you get me a bottle
Already, and
of
some information that DFM is here and ready to potentially defend.
Accent bos
Now,
dulu.
RQ's very well aware that the whole team is here. What a spam
man.
by Estrella.
Yeah, that's just massive. But Anthem, a couple of Guardian kills, making this
Guys,
interesting.
kalian nggak mau
Gonna
nih
take a lot
menuin
of
ini,
wind out of the
guys.
sails of this push. Only more backing off. The
Nih.
push is coming down mid as we speak
Ke
as
Korea
well.
bulan depan.
Trade 1-for-1. The spike is down.
Xfero's gone through. DFM has no
Ini,
idea.
guys,
I mean,
ini,
Medusa's
nih,
watching it, but not
nih,
through the
nih,
window.
nih.
Yeah, and this is really
Sumpah,
the critical
sumpah.
moment
Wilson
Can
aja
we
bisa,
see
guys.
Xfero get massive
Jepang,
value here,
guys.
potentially get the drop on a two of them. We do see.
Karena penuh
I think it was
milestone,
Anthem
aku
was
juga
looking
mau,
down
guys.
mid, but he's not looking in the right
Abo all
spot.
of all.
A little bit messy, but he's able to get the
Nggak bisa disana
one.
dapin.
As Neth is able to survive on 5 health.
Sebaton dulu bel baru.
And Omi Moore
Beneran,
gets
gue
the
ke
read
Korea
that if
kalau
they're still
penuh nih.
sticking around yellow, then it has to eventually have been the entire stack, or at least just watching mid here by DFM. Omi Moore looking to get
Can you get
this
me a
clutch,
bow?
bring home the
Can you
victory
get
for
me a bow?
RQ.
Abo,
Sure, Neth, like you said, only 5
Apalah
HP, but it
streamer
is
ini.
still another body he has to shoot at, so we'll see if
Streamer.
DFM plays this to their advantage.
Streamer.
Yeah, he's also got that
Streamer.
Vandal in hand.
Korea tapi nggak
and Omi Moore
Subaton.
still a lot of angles he
Subaton,
has to
sekalian
hold down.
IRL juga.
As he's
Penuhin
gonna
dulu.
find Medusa in the
Ngewin,
1v1.
anjing.
And not exactly
Scott
the
is
best
Tyson kalau
peak, I
ngomong Brown
suppose,
jadi
but it
Brown.
works out, and Medusa
Gendang
gets the
telinga
kill,
tusuk
and they
ke
will
bawah.
get the defuse. DFM,
Brown.
they're not going down just yet. They're able to upgrade some of those guns, and they're able to stay
Brown.
around on Icebox.
Can you got me a
RQ
ball?
trying to force their way
A ball of ball.
into B site.
A
Now
ball
on A
of
site,
ball.
it can actually work if you
A
have
ball
more
of
intel,
ball.
because now if they're
A
hiding
ball
in
of
forest against the
ball.
crossfire, you're going to make sure either they're taking chip
Anthem
damage or
apalah
they have
itu
to
dapat
come
2
out at
kill,
a
anjing.
disadvantage time, things like that. But over on B, I mean, both of you can just spam through the
Ampun
smoke,
nih, bahaya
and you are
nih.
not going to have the certainty that you have the better angles. Got a little bit lax there, and that's going to force Coach Ewok to call that timeout. Try to make sure they cross the finish line, or else this could go for a much longer time, given how the rounds have gone by so far.
Iya kan,
It's very
ball of
close match still.
all.
I feel like, you know, DFM, they ruled the first
Please
half, and
stay
now RQ
ball.
have ruled mostly the second half. But still, you see that scoreline, 12-11. DFM slowly struggling, slowly clawing their way back into a position. That wasn't
Guys,
a round
bagus
I
pakai
feel like they
transition
should
atau
have
nggak sih,
been
guys?
able to
Ini
win,
pakai
but
transition gini nih.
RQ perhaps just trying to push a bit too hard onto that B site. They get caught
Kalau nggak
out.
pakai transition gini,
A
guys.
couple of deaths, and then they lose a lot of pressure on that
Bagusan
push
mana,
and
guys?
the rotate. Doesn't work out for
Bagusan
them.
pakai transition atau enggak?
And I would love to listen and hear what Ewok has to say going into this final round before potential overtime.
Yeah, something that RQ hasn't really done much of is work mid, right? They haven't put much pressure on it early. Now, obviously, having no duelist means that you're not going to have a speedy
Lebih ke
hit
ball
on
of
it.
all. Oh ya.
But now, Xfero's
Can you
got
give me
that
a ball
operator.
of
We've seen him
war?
do this a couple
Ball
times
of
in
war.
stage 1, where he will
A
start
ball
to
of
be the
war.
one that holds a
Kira
little
bisa
bit
2
of the
Bel
aggressive
kualitas
angles on the
streamnya
lure.
nggak bisa, weh.
Try to
Nggak
cut
tahu
off
gimana
any
caranya.
rotations that are vying for info. Meanwhile, DFM, they look like they might be wanting to push out eventually to take control of pipes and belt for a little bit of A control.
Yeah, we'll see if they do go for that. For now, just gonna wait around. Although slowly pushing up here is May as it does begin. Estrella looking for this one, and he might actually find himself looking at 3 members. Oh, but the timing on that is perfect. He sees Neth, he sees the shots come through, and is able to get out without a scratch.
Yeah, Medusa's going to be the one that DFM is
Scamnya yang
banking on.
gede,
If he
gamenya
gets the
kecil.
first
Jangan dong,
kill,
Rizal.
then
Kan
he
kita
can be
lagi
the bait
nonton
that forces them
game.
to chase. But the Thrash is being used to clear. They can't quite clear Nest, and that's the Hunter's Fury trying to fish for it. Will not land the kill onto Xfero.
Yeah, not quite. Does do a decent chunk. As May kind of awkward detain there for him as he is going to back away.
I think they might have forgotten that this is a possibility. So much has been traded out, but now they know. He gets out alive.
Oh, how does he get out of there? He's able to get that kill and
Selamat.
just skirt away.
Selamat
How
beliau.
much damage done at all? I mean, he's
Ngapain
23
Xfero
armor.
pakai op?
And now, no time. I mean, Viper's Pit up on the B side. DFM's pretty sure that this is a hit.
Oh, Medusa.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. He's still kicking as May is able to come in and take down Jemkin through the Viper's screen. And now, Monyet up top. He's going to have to be the hero. He's
Oh!
going to pick up 2.
Oh no!
Death. Able to jump down with the shorty.
10 seconds.
10 seconds
Nice.
and a dream. Xfero trying to hold it. He is going to get 1
But
kill,
no
but he can't
time.
get the second, and he does
No!
not. We'll go, and we will have overtime.
Oh my. I mean, RQ, they were starting to look better and
Gak
better.
ada peluru
But just
anjir.
a couple of these corners, and it's always that second floor, you know? They're always looking at ground floor. They're
Makanya
gonna clear
pakailah
that.
klasik RRQ.
But these nests,
Jangan
you know,
pakai
these walls that
sortie.
you're able to use on Icebox, continuing to grasp at RQ's angles, not letting them close out the map. And DFM,
Pakailah
what
klasik
focus
RRQ.
to
Itu hampir
bring
kalah
this
DFM
back to
anjir.
overtime
Sumpah
right at
itu
the end.
Anthem.
Yeah, I mean,
Itu
it's pretty insane
sebenarnya harusnya
how they were able
Xpera
to
yang menang kalau
win, especially
ada
the round
peluru.
before,
Si Anthem
where
nge-throw
I
anjir
felt
pakai
like they
pisau.
were in a really rough spot.
Sorti
Once
jarak
RRQ
jauh.
hit 12,
Ya mana bisa kan
perhaps
mah.
RRQ themselves kind of thought, okay, we
Bangke,
did it.
bangke.
You know, DFM, they don't have an economy. We just beat them in the most important round. We got this.
Iya, Medusa
And then
agak
DFM
gila
just
ini.
Annoyingly sticking through,
Ngeri.
annoying for RQ, of course, and DFM. All credit to them. They're making this real interesting in this first map. This is not exactly what I was expecting personally, but man, they have really come out with a fire here in this first one.
Yeah, and May 27 kills to the 20 deaths. Absolutely doing the lion's share here for DFM. I mean, on the Korean stream, they were able to talk to the coaching staff of DFM, and they talked about how they want to play around May even more, enable him even more to play to his strengths, make sure that he's comfortable playing things like the Jet, which is something that he was shying away from. They were playing mostly all just Raze maps, and now we're seeing his Jet looks good. I think you should play it more, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, there's... it's kind of insane what he's doing on this map. Like, just play it every time, to be honest. It's so strong. Maybe not on every single map.
Sorti jarak jauh cuman kayak
Yeah,
berhasil tipu
it's,
kacang
it's
hijau.
very good,
Iya,
it's very
cog.
good. But let's see
Tipu kacang
what
hijau masuk
DFM have in the
bola
tank
mata,
here for
guys.
their first attacker round of this overtime. As you know, they have not shied away from mid too much. They have
Gimana ini
oftentimes
RRQ?
looked to put in pressure
Ya
here.
Allah, lawan DFM
And here
12
they go.
12.
And with that cascade, that should let RQ know. Xfero, good spam through the smoke, picks up an important kill on the Viper, and now RQ just needs to stay alive
King
to play to
DFM
the
ini
number
emang bener-bener.
strengths here on the retake.
King
That's
DFM.
exactly what it looks like they're going to try to do as the plant does come down. They kind of in a cheeky spot here. And a lot of angles covered by DFM. Let's see how RQ does want to handle the retake. As they're sending one guy from behind, but the rest, the lion's share of the members looking to poke straight in as Medusa falling down, gets
Nice
taken
work,
out of the air by Mamiet. And now Elmimore, the perfect timing to get on in here. A couple of kills do go to DFM. Anthem still holding it down.
Nice,
They
ada
can't
flank.
cover every single angle. And RQ will pick up the
Tuh
first
rekornya kenapa
overtime
gak ada yang
round.
ngancurin
Yeah,
sih?
an ever important defensive round win at that. Something that escaped both of the teams in their respective halves. And I wanted to give credit to DFM as well. You know, they were able to push through mid, but they wanted to make sure that they were able to get control of the site fully first. So instead of trying to go for the most ideal scenario, you know, take Snowman and plant in the open, they say let's plant close and let's use these high-low setups for these trades. But unfortunately, Monet forces Medusa out of position, and that leads to the crumbling of
Iya, soalnya
DFM's
dari
post-plant.
kon.
Yeah, Monet, a couple of very important
Harusnya
early
keserangan
kills
dari
there.
kon.
Also, that spray just held for the entire time, just getting the kill at the very end. That's got to feel pretty good for him. And let's see now, RQ, as you mentioned, both these teams have been very successful on the attacker side, but DFM not able to get it done.
Aku gak kena
Their
flash.
overtime attacker side is now Sass going to be pushed out of yellow for now. Let's see if RQ does commit onto the B side. It doesn't feel like they've had a lot of success, though, pushing towards B. So it does look like they will rotate out.
Yeah, but DFM knows the same thing, right? They realize that B's usually just been used to push and pull. You've got the close angle being held by Anthem. 2 members to trade in a crossfire at that. May's going to be the first point of contact. Now, this drone should let RQ know that DFM was holding close.
Yeah, it should, as he is going to send that out pretty early. May is going to be
Nice.
rooted.
Gak apa-apa itu, banyak banget
All those
utilar RQ
nets
di
and
depan.
does get pushed back, so bit by bit,
susah
they are
masuk ke
trying
site
to
RRQ,
peel
lu
away
lihat aja dari
layers of
kon.
the A site.
Gak ada flash
But we
jamkin.
still have a couple of guys that
Bisa
are still
diambil sih.
hanging around towards green, and now the spike rotating back towards B.
Oh, but DFM's call is so good. Anthem's been calling these rotations quite well throughout this entire map. He knows it's just a fake once again, and DFM's already here. The site's filled up.
Yeah, DFM should be very ready for this. Now can they hit the shots is really the question.
Gimana caranya
A couple of
masuk?
guys there behind yellow. Now he's got the shorty out, but Sass is going to be rooted here as May picks up a couple. He is pretty low on health, but already doing the lion's share of the carrying as now pushing in Medusa. They don't clear him out. He picks up 2.
Mampus.
And now it's Estrella with 7 seconds. He's got to hold this one, and May is just going to peek him. Oh, Estrella does get the
No time, no
kill.
time.
But Anthem easily backs off and denies the round win. So we're tied up once again, 13-13.
Anthem,
Nice
he's
banget.
really making these calls just purely off of observation,
Iya, callnya
right? I mean, you
bagus
don't
itu
know for a
Estrella.
fact that
Estrella
they
Anthem
rotated. It's not like they did a full re-clear.
May kill
of the
30
Dodo A
anjir.
side, but you're looking at the timer, you're looking
Woi,
at the
woi, woi,
defenses
May
that
kill
RQ has
30,
had, and
May
you're saying,
kill
okay, this is still
30.
a 1% just in case, but everyone else should start rotating, because if they're not following on
May
this
kill 30
zero point, right, the
guys.
usually we're going to see them try to go for these dry swings on some of this, on the flashes afterwards, to try to go
Jago main
for the
waktu
pre-checks
anjir.
around
Iya
the
tadi
walls.
udah gak ada
I'm
waktu.
not seeing it.
Si
I
Mei
want my
ini
teammates
ngeri
to be on the
banget.
other side.
30 cok.
But RQ probably scratching their heads wondering, how in the world were there 4 people waiting for us at the B site?
Yeah.
But maybe you're being a bit too transparent.
Yeah, so sometimes it can be hard, that mental battle where it's like you feel like you're having a good read. The rotation back to the site should catch them off guard, but they're just reading you like a book. It just feels unfair sometimes. As DFM themselves do take this timeout, just trying to talk over what to do for the future potentially as they head back to the attacker side. Both teams
Udah
not
makanya
able to get
Jamkin ditaruh di jet
attacker
aja
side
Jamkin.
And RQ, given the way that
Tapi
they were
kalau
pushing
yang
and
lain
pulling
tuh
on that
gue
map,
rasa Xiaomi ini
the
mirip
players
Xnya
might have
Sinan ya.
thought that it was theirs to close
Masa sih?
out once again.
Sama-sama si
But the denial, that's
sama-sama si
DFM's
Fit ya.
share. It's to another set of overtime. Still no operators on either side, so we're not going to see any of those ballsy plays. But it is going to be a push out from RQ. Now, they've been giving up the space for most of the half after it didn't work initially.
Gitu Bel weh, jangan framing Ana
Now
weh.
they'll just back off after seeing how many members they've tagged.
Yeah. 0 point comes through and they're
Panik
like, oh,
Quintero,
okay.
panik.
Slow this one down a little bit. Drone's going to come
Panik
over the
ya,
top,
Bun.
sees ahead. See what else it can see as May is looking to follow up right behind this one. Just slowly peeking on through. Some walls
Duh,
are
abis
going
ini
to be
Ascent
thrown
lagi.
up.
Ascent kalau Mei nyala gimana ya guys?
Forward here over
Ascent, guys.
the wire as well. Getting onto the site, now peeking onto the
Kira-kira,
back
guys.
of it as RQ are stacked up here. Elmi Moore able to get a couple, and Medusa only trades back one. And that is easily the cleanup from RQ.
Mimor
So
kuat banget.
RQ actually doing something very similar that DFM has been doing as well, right? One person gets tagged, they work as the bait to try to draw them in, and they're
Gerobak
actually
masa nanti,
using
Bun.
DFM smokes
Kita belum lunas,
against
Bun.
them, really starting to funnel in behind some of these walls
Iya,
that the
iya,
Harbin Viper put
mirip.
up. And surprise, surprise, there's just too many targets when Anthem swings out around that box.
Mirip, sama-sama main
A
duelis.
rude awakening for them.
Selamat kan hidup lu
They
Quintero.
get routed away from the site. No plant either. So didn't even quite see the light of day.
Si Hage
Now
ikut-ikutan
RQ once
tense anjir pakai
again
Van Cliff.
for the third and fourth time, trying to close
Ikut-ikutan
out this
pakai
map.
gelang
Their
Van
choice
Cliff.
on Icebox.
Ikut-ikutan tense.
Yeah, it is very close on their choice of Icebox, but again, as I said earlier, a win's a win if they can get it done. But DFM have not been making this easy for them. And now, RQ back on the attacker side. Nobody
Pengen anjir
seeming
beli
to have
gelang
much
Van
luck
Cliff.
on the attacker
Portnya.
side in overtime. Anthem here with the drone. See what he can see.
Does anybody clear it on purpose? Looks like it's just going to be Monyen shown alone. It's the Viper, so it's hard to really glean any information. Obviously, you can work off of assumptions and patterns, but it doesn't really serve a lot of info. Now you see the drone as well, so DFM holding their ground on B. Meanwhile, Xfero not making any go.
Oh, he peeks out there. He gets flashed. Really unfortunate timing for May, but this is a great opportunity now for RRQ. They know Anthem's right around the corner, and the wingman is going to help out hugely. Medusa still able to get the one kill. No, no,
Fuck,
no,
dia nggak dos
not
anjing,
able to
tapi masih
stop
nge-kill.
him from getting that kill somehow, and
Dia
Anthem
nggak
holds it down.
ngedos, masih nge-kill.
What is going
Ya,
on?
itu kuatin so far.
30 seconds
Aceng
left.
siapa?
Icebox just
60
wants us to
orang
watch
paling
more
arah-arah,
because
jangan lupa
everything's
like,
going their
teman-teman.
way.
Oh, Xfero, he had pushed all the way behind them. And now he's kind of the thorn in the middle of the map. They don't know exactly where he's going to rotate to. They can't rotate over very quickly. Elmi Moore also going to get the pick off onto Anthem here. Neth also looking to swing, and now Xfero, oh, he's able to hold on to that one. And spots the last member of DFM as that Thrash. Not able to land, but he's on 10 health, 1v2. This is looking like a done deal, and that it will be. RRQ finally able to take Icebox 15-13.
Probably not in the fashion that RQ wanted, given the hype around this roster reshuffle. But like you said, a win is a win. They're laughing as well. They know it didn't quite go as planned, and DFM coming out so strong. But this looks like it might be an absolute marathon of a match, as we've already
kayak
gone through a
bapaknya
couple
Scott
overtimes
ini
here on
aja.
Icebox.
Yeah, clearly these two teams very evenly matched, at least on this first map. We'll have to
And
see
taking the
what
FM
DFM can do when they return
Bapak King DFM
in
udah
the second
bagus.
map, which I do believe
Udah ada
is
kemajuan King DFM. Bantuin dong guys, aku lagi demen banget main GeoGuessr. 58 orang paling arah-arah. Jangan lupa like dulu teman-teman, thank you. No problem, ayo geser lagi. Bantuin dong. Aku harus di poin ini. Bedanya mungkin kalau ada monyet dia lebih punya firepower kali ya dari arah cube. Firepowernya lebih besar. Lawan kroco guys, kroco. Namanya kroco. Bantuin dong. Ah, kayak Jepang ya? Enggak, bukan ya? Bukan. El Polo Lucho. Castro. Gimana ini? Habitat Compravetra Academia de Choferes. Eropa itu lagi musim semi. Eropa kah? Di mananya Eropa ini? Mana, bantuin dong. Gimana ini guys? Aku ini aja deh. Kalau dia bisa benar, Cok. Dia nge-cheat deh, kayaknya pakai Google. Mama Esther guys, ini di mana? Mama Esther. Cheater itu sekali bangun apa? Afrika kah? Afrika di mananya? Afrika di mana sih? Afrika itu yang mana ini kan? Afrika yang mana guys? Ini Afrika kan? Kurang tahu deh minta izin ke mana. Yang kanannya Afrika ini. Oh, oke. Somalia ya. Dia pakai Google, jir. Dia pakai Google anjir, dia nggak Google orangnya. Dia pakai Google anjing. Tadi ada clue-nya Ghana. Emang iya? Mana bantunya lebih cepet dong. Ini nggak ada delay loh. Bantunya lebih cepet. Ah, ini mah daerah-daerah ini ya? Rusia gak sih? Rusia? Daerah-daerah Rusia ini gak sih? Tuh, suka-suka. Rusia itu Rusia ya. Citer anjingnya anjing. Moskow apa Saint Petersburg? Oh, bodoh. Udah Moskow nebaknya. Dikit. Suka beli ya. Sudah memulai, ini terakhir ya. Ini apa nih? Sweden bukan Sweden. Ich liebe dich. Berarti apa nih? Kalau ich will eine Vers. Prancis ya, Prancis bukan ich. Prancis bukan sih? Lyon, kita coba Lyon aja. Wah, salah guys. Germany, Stuttgart. Masa sih Quintero? Belanda, bukan Belanda. Belanda ya? It's Lebedits tuh Belanda. It's Lebedits apa sih? Jangan buntu anjing. It's Lebedits bahasa apa emang? Jerman kan? Prancis ya kalau Jerman kan, bener kan? Germany ya? Prancis bahasa apa guys? Ini apa anjing? Austria itu juga sebagian Jerman. Oh, keren. Sumpah gue jadi merasa lebih pintar tahu main game ini. Gue nggak merasa rugi beli subscribe. Gue baru subscribe kemarin nonton itu yang worldship, yang championship yang itu, yang Kirania cowok jago anjing. Kirania versus Angelo. Di mana gue nggak tahu. Bodoh ah. Reykjavik, gue mana tahu itu di Reykjavik. Gue nggak pernah ke Reykjavik, dongo. Emang ya, iya. Ancis bahasa French. Ini apa guys? Kalau French itu Ich liebe dich bukan? Te amo ya, te amo. Aduh, gua mana tahu sih, dongo. Kesel gua. Ini ya. Ngentit, capek gua. Udah pes kayaknya. Tahu ah. Emang it's diabetes bahasa apa? German. Aduh, masih pengen main, cuma udah mulai. Ntar lagi deh guys.
On the jet again. I mean, you're talking about how effective he was, so
everything I asked for delivered. Thank you both teams.
hell yeah. El Clasico, but there's a lot of thought behind it as well, where we know DFM played very differently on Ascent this time. It's going to this, and then RQ. So very much looking forward to see how this kind of fares out, because again, it is the standard comps, but the way they kind of reached up to it had definitely a different reasoning behind it.
And I think that this is a lot more. Not that the Icebox wasn't exciting. I mean, obviously 15, 13, there's so much back and forth. But I think this is even more exciting because now we get that explosive power put on display on Icebox by May, potentially matched, if not exceeded, by Jemkin on the other side. William was talking about it, Joba rather was talking about it. These guys have clashed before in Japan. Now we get to see it here, Jet v Jet.
That is going to be super fun. And Ewok did say he did not want to underestimate DFM. You can see why. Monette has also been pulling his weight. This has been absolutely exciting. We're going to go into game 2 of today. Over to our casters, Chobra and Valdez.
Thank you, Analyst Deskers, for that wonderful breakdown and just hype building going into the second map here, hoping for the tie afterwards. I'm trying to think, what was the case on Icebox? What did we actually have?
Oh, for the timeouts?
Yeah.
I think they might
I think they both lost. Like, everybody lost after their timeouts.
I think they were pretty even. Maybe 1-1 each, something like that. I guess there was the overtime one as well, but we'll have to keep our eyes on it because it's going to be pretty crucial when you're going with the classic comps on Ascent. May gets an early tag. piloting that raise for all of stage 1, but now going back to the roots of any duelist. May, of course, played a lot of Jet
Tuh, May
last
jadi
year as
sama
well,
Nat.
so
Gua nggak
now
deket.
going back to a little bit of that
Gua nggak enak kalau
comfort
tiba-tiba datang kayak,
dash
gua pengen
hopping
join
type of
dong.
duelist.
Yeah. You see one guy left here on the 0 point.
Gua awkward anjing orangnya.
It is going to be still the rotation coming out here. We still have XSoft just hanging around in mid as well to see if anyone is going to poke their head out from DFM. As we can
Kayak
see,
gua orang
nobody
itu
is
yang
thinking
harus
about
diajak,
that. We do
bukannya
have
gua sombong
3
ya,
people
maksudnya
over by
kayak
A still though with the
gua
drone
nggak enak
coming
aja
in,
gitu
and
kayak
now Anthem
tiba-tiba
gonna
minta
get
join.
first contact here in B main.
The fake drone, it bought just enough time, but they have to start to funnel through, and that smoke comes in perfectly for
Saya
DFM
malu-malu
to try to
kucing.
stall it. RQ, they're slowly making their way, don't want to give away free kills, and that's a good trade from Monyet.
Yeah, that it is Anthem
Paham
now
kok
in
aku
the boathouse,
Cia.
but he is buying
Ya,
a lot of
gitulah
time.
kurang
He is
lebih.
staying alive. He's going to throw a shock dart in as well, and Neth and Sass able to make their way back over to
Tapi
the
gua
B
orangnya
side.
tuh
He's
yang
running
kayak,
out of bullets.
ntar abis ini.
Estrella is going to be taken down. Elmi Moore
Oke lah, ini
is
udah
not of the
kalah.
spike.
Gue tuh orangnya yang
and
kayak
he has a
kalau
classic
misalkan gue udah
as the
sekali
Sova. He
kenal
will be
gitu, so
looking
gue
to
kenal
rotate
sih,
all
gue
the way
kenal
from
mereka.
Yeah, and
Sempet
Sass
kenal
even
baik, cuman
putting
kayak
up the smoke
udah
as
lama nggak
well,
ngobrol
just
gitu
in
loh.
case the wraparound has
Cuma
happened
sekalinya
since
gue
the
kayak
last time they
kalau orang
saw
ramah sama
Sova
gue,
was on the
gue
A
bisa
side.
lebih ramah lagi gitu.
Try to switch to something that has some ammo, but it's not going to be powerful enough as Anthem clears it out.
Gitu deh.
And DFM, quick reactions, quick calls from Anthem, continuing today as the IGL of DFM as they pick up the pistol.
Yeah, very nicely done. I think they got the information very early on, and then RQ just kind of they pushed in, but they didn't clear everybody out very fast, and they were not able to get the plant down. So everybody able to rotate over from DFM and win a couple of trades, and it just essentially goes their way. They know they have the spike down there on the site, and they will start off with yet another pistol round win.
Ooh, Outlaw purchased up by May as well, so triple rifles and an Outlaw. Picking up a page from Gen G with a lot of these Guardian purchases. DFM liking what they saw from the recent Masters winners coming back to Pacific. So with the Outlaw, obviously they'll be putting down a lot of pressure down mid. Now thankfully for RQ on their side, they didn't invest into any sheriffs, so the Outlaw's ultimate value really should drop off in the next round, but we'll see how much he can pick up here on this one.
Yeah, well, he's going to start off with 1 onto XSoft, and that's going to be a big push in towards Streetnet. Going to spot that one. Throw down a nade as well, and now May is over here. He's going to pick up another, make it 3. As he
Karena
is
udah nggak
just
bisa main
mowing
kalau nggak
down.
sab.
Sass going to deny any hope of an ace, but
Gue pengen
still pretty good here for
bool, boleh nggak bool?
Elmi Moore is like, well, what do I do here?
Yeah, trying to see is there anything he can do?
Bool
Is anyone going to
bool
push him
dulu.
close? You saw a little
Bentar ya.
smile on him as well.
Tolong titip.
Says, come fight me, bro. 1v1 me, bro. Medusa's kind of thinking about it, but
Pengen
DFM
pup
will
dulu,
be
kebelet.
wise. Will not take the bait.
And May's going to
Bentar
pick
ya,
up a
guys.
4th kill, actually,
Bool
so
anjing.
it's
Kebelet
feeling
banget
pretty
gue,
good for
maaf
him
ya.
because
Bentar,
Knives online
titip
pretty
bacet.
early.
Yeah.
And that would be flawless.
The thing is now with the Outlaw, he can keep that for this round. It's still a very powerful weapon. Like you said, he's close to his Blade Storm, which means ultimately that he can eventually upgrade straight into an Operator as well. If things go even moderately here for DFM, you can see the smile on his face, loving the shots he had. Now 4-1. A strong start once again for DFM, just like they had on Icebox. See if they can continue on the defensive side. Should be a little bit favored.
Yeah, definitely should be. It's their map choice, and you know that DFM do enjoy this map. And they started off strong on Icebox. Feels like they have even more tailwind behind them to push them forward on this map, given the circumstances. Outside of, you know, losing the first one in kind of a close manner, but other than that, it's a new map. It's a new DFM, they say. As the push is coming on in, we are going to have contact from the turret already as some push is going to come in onto the A side. The recon dart getting some great value. XSoft able to take the first one out. Medusa still on the back of the side here, will be taken down by Jemkin, but the spray from Sass does get 1. But it is just a Bulldog as RQ will make their way onto the A side.
Yeah, RQ really wants to try to make sure they can carry over all 4 weapons. That would be great. Oh, no. Bit of a missed timing there for Monyet. Doesn't realize he saw the head of Anthem.
Yeah, maybe just not looking that way, but now trying to drop down here and not quite able to line up any further kills. So 3 rifles held on to here by RRQ, and a pretty nice push onto the A site.
Yeah, not the end of the world, of course, as they did have a Guardian in there as well, because they wanted to make sure they all had full armor off that Outlaw. So they'll be able to buy up with some half armors, go with some rifles. Now, as foreseen, it is going to be the operator picked up on the other side for May. We'll see RQ, are they ready for it? Do they suspect it? And also, what is their answer to start to push that away?
Yeah, that is a good question. We have seen, you know, outside of the first round, a lot of pressure here towards the site. And once again, 4 members, obviously with the Killjoy over towards B. Trying to push in here, but 3 members suppressed. Going to get some information there. And it does look like RRQ will back out for now. Oh, hello.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's info gained by RRQ, thankfully, without the cost of a life being taken. You know the Odin's on B, you know the Op was in mid, and you let them see 3 members, but not the Sova. So RRQ trying to play mind games against DFM now, making them think that it's just going to be the classic rotate. And now the execute onto the A side. The paranoia is good. He drops on top.
Yeah, that he does. May not able to hit the shot, but it is traded. Nath does get one here in the corner as the push is coming in. And finally, they do take out May, though. On the top of heaven, they take out the operator. Now RRQ, they will be able to get this plant. There's only Medusa and Anthem left. And not the easiest spot for them either.
Last player standing.
And they find Anthem as well. X-Pharaoh's position already good to cut off anybody else that shows up. So Medusa with that value weapon of the Odin, you're going to have to save that up. You've already dropped the operator. You don't want to lose any more value out here, and obviously the attackers can use the Odin quite well on Ascent, so it's not going to be something that you give up. Just recon and everything from RQ to make sure that they're safe. A little bit of a hunt, as Estrella does have extra credit. So does Elmimor to buy for their teammates.
Yeah, RQ very nicely done on this round. They get the information of the operator.
Oh, okay, the alarm bot finds him.
Yeah, he's gonna find, oh, he goes down. Nice headshot here from X-Pharaoh. And that is going to be Medusa losing his Odin on top of everything else. So that is a lot invested into that round, and RQ immediately just wipe the slate clean and tie up the score.
Yeah, it always feels rough because on Ascent, the faster you get the Odin, the faster you get the op, it's good. But for now, let's talk about this replay. I mean, the way that they first of all bait out the operator first, they're ready to trade the power weapon to make sure they can get past the choke point, and then they go for another great double swing with the wide swing as well to create those fights. So excellent 2v1, 3v1s here, played out by RRQ. A lot better teamwork than we saw in the beginning of Icebox. Maybe a little bit of work needed for the squad.
Maaf ya, lama.
Yeah, for sure. DFM as well. It's a little bit like they were scrambling to try to get over to that A site and not quite able to get enough utility to stop that push from coming in. And RQ able to really be crisp on those entry shots to force their way in, essentially. As now, not a lot of time spent over by A. We do have a bit of a B stack here from DFM, though. The Blade Storm has been utilized by May, so a chance for a big clash in B.
Surely, RQ, you don't take the chance to use the no command, but either way, B site usually the
juga,
go-to
iya.
position for something like
Soalnya
the no command.
lagi main trap.
DFM's reading through that. Pop flashes come through, and 50 is good for 2. Goes up above off the paranoia.
All right, well, Jemkin is at least able to get that one, but still a huge value for May. Let's see what they can get done. Tess in the corner, able to spray them down. And Neth also picks up one, and now it's all up to Monyet. As they don't quite know where he is, but now they are going to get that information. And DFM on the Thrifty, and that was a very pretty thrifty round from them.
Yeah, excellent trap set up by DFM. Just gets the read that if it's not A initially right off the rip, there is a good chance. It's about time RQ starts to put pressure on B, right? We just dropped the Odin. They're going to think they have an opening. They have the no command. So it's set up. The paranoia is perfect. May immediately jumps up, gets 2, slows things down, and RQ kind of a hit the panic button situation as they just try to force their way, and that leads to a pretty devastating loss.
Yeah, so much of the way RQ was able to wipe DFM on the A site a couple of rounds ago. DFM able to do a very similar thing with less firepower.
Cepat
here
baru
on
play,
the
Bang.
previous round.
Bokri boleh swift.
Drone immediately gonna
Pokoknya
spot
nggak
Jemkin
dikasih
out here
tes
in
ya.
mid.
Janganlah jagonya main
A
smoke.
little bit extra. It died so fast, I'm not even sure myself.
Mereka juga ada Jemkin yang emang jago main
I think
rilis.
probably just Jemkin spotted. But
Udah
at the
sudah
end of the day,
dinerf.
the alarm bot's still there, so I
Gua
love this
khawatir
from
sama
Anthem,
Paper
right?
Rex,
You force
dinerf.
RQ to have to spend more time clearing out positions in mid, and you trust your alarm bot. Now it has been cleared, and the members
Terus
on
main
B
neon
site,
dong,
they just have to
anjing.
hold in the site. They cannot stop this push any
Atau
earlier.
si 4 second main neon.
Okay, well,
Si Jing main Rena.
is going to open this one up on a Medusa, but May is crisp with it. He does take down Jemkin. This push continuing. Sass on the back of the site. Anthem also slowly rotating over, but they're still in mid.
Yeah, Anthem knows this because they haven't actually got into the site. He gets one. Util coming out, but he's trained on for three. The transfer.
Oh, that was beautiful. Also the positioning as well from Anthem. He just knows that, okay, they're going to push. They're going to swing off the start. Let me swing ahead of them. Neth going to finish it off nicely, catching off Xpero off guard. So big rounds here for DFM to take once again.
Yeah, I know that May put up insane numbers on Icebox, and you know maybe it's just because we kind of expect great things from May all the time, but Anthem has absolutely impressed me with some of his decision making, both individually and as an IGL throughout the match today. Excellent highlights on his own. You called it, the swing past the dart early to try to get the first hit. It's a good call, and now that bought the time for May to gather the econ for another operator.
Get out of my way.
And he's still on top of the scoreboard. 8 kills himself in the 6 rounds that we have had. And a second operator already. So now RQ going to look to push in here on a thrifty round themselves. Manya trying to lead the charge through the smoke. A lot of smoke dropped in towards this A site. Anthem just going to get hit by a huge amount of damage. Just walks right onto it. Maybe a bit over aggressive, and now, okay, Neth is going to be
Bella,
hold down
kangen.
for just a little bit,
Kocak
but
lu,
just
Nyong.
the one kill. And RQ
Mana aja
are
lu,
just making their
Nyong.
way in here on the thrifty.
Bos yang mana aja Nyong.
I love that the Pacific teams are taking pages out of Gen G's book, but maybe everyone thrifting each other isn't quite what we were looking for here in Stage 2.
Yeah.
It is happening a lot, but just goes to show that I think you know, a lot of the teams now upgraded in their teamwork as well, not counting the round out, knowing that you can still do damage if you use your numbers correctly, if you use your util correctly, just like RQ did in this one and DFM several rounds ago.
Okay, well, Seth's gonna come in here and pick up a kill, but he has a lot to do and not much time, and Elmimore will take him down. He's not gonna save anything, and that's another thrifty. I think it's back-to-back thrifties, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And honestly,
Ini
we
jersey
might
RRQ
see more
Valo
on Ascent,
2023.
especially with the way
Tahun
some of the
lalu.
util can get you a lot more space, things like that. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, a couple power ultimates online.
Jersey
Of course,
tahun
the
lalu.
Blink Storm was there, but most importantly, I mean, Anthem getting taken out on an unfortunate timing. He tries to get ahead of the util, but the damaging util flying in, the shock darts and the fragment a little bit later than DFM expected. So Anthem actually drops right into the lava pit, so to speak.
Yeah. That's rough. He did not win the game of don't touch the lava. That's for sure. He fell,
Tiba jadi
fell
RRQ
off
atau
the
Pepper
bookcase.
Rex? Atau Pepper Rex sih?
Oh, that would hurt.
Tahu gue
That's
bingung
why they
kan.
say don't
Gue
touch
gak
the
dukung
lava.
siapa-siapa sih.
But yeah, that's pretty unfortunate.
Kayak
Now that's going to be May losing a
Indo Pride
second
aja dah.
operator on top of it all as well. So it feels like a lot of value on this map from both teams, just kind of going to the wayside with these thrifties coming through.
Estrella would have been stuck, but no follow-up in damage from DFM. Immediately draws out Monyet's smoke, though. So now DFM should have a bit of an inkling that there's still a lot of focus on that mid. Even saw a bit of that fake shrouded step. May waiting to see if there's a counter peek. Now the smoke to pressure mid. They already cleared out the alarm bot. So DFM now basically have to stick with a 2-1-2. There's no other way to really get good information in the current state of this round.
Yeah, absolutely. And RQ are going for this push in towards tree. It is going to be Jemkin who leads the charge, as we have a lot of blinds being thrown through. I heard a Hunter's Fury, yes, did come out. Medusa also going to pick up that kill
30 seconds
onto
left.
Xfero outside B lane. So that's going to be the one, and Sess himself going to get a crisp headshot and make it another one from May. But Estrella and Monyet trying to make things interesting. Neth will trade one back, and it's only Monyet. And they know exactly where he is. He is going to TP onto the site, pick up the spike, and get it planted. But he's already taken a bit of damage.
Tapi
And they're
comeback
swinging
part 1
from
cuma sama
every
tadi. Iya comeback.
angle here.
Ini
And
Bella
he will be
guys,
taken
kocak
out. So
lu Bang.
DFM back on the board.
Batu juga.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been so many members to fight through, so
Batu
getting the plant
dan
at the very
jangkar
least, making
terbuat
sure that
dari
you've got some
baja.
credits still flowing your way, despite the loss as we continue to trade round for round. But getting this kill on Xfero was big. I love the timing from Medusa as well, to push forward and say, okay, you know what, we heard them kind of back out of A short, but they're definitely not coming into B because main control has been lost. That'll be the timeout. Everyone from the analyst desk of both languages now waiting to see the result of the next round.
Waiting with bated breath to see. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty good time for RQ to call the timeout. They did just get cleaned up there.
Yeah, it's honestly, the score line is not that bad considering it's attack on Ascent, right? You've still got several opportunities to try to bring their things forward. I mean, listen, you end on a 5-7, even a 6-6, that's actually great most of the time for an attacking team in the pro scene on Ascent. So we'll see if RQ can turn things around here. It's a pretty good half already, but if they do lose out here, the snowball starts to roll, right? Econ hasn't really stabilized for either team just yet. And I think that's what Coach Ewok is looking to stop.
He always looks a bit concerned, I feel. A lot of the coaches do. It makes a lot of sense. It's a very stressful job.
Oh, yeah.
Being a coach. Just you try to fit everything you want to say in that very small amount of time. Obviously, you have a lot of time during, you know, prior to the match and during scrims and stuff like that. But during the match, you just got to watch and hope that it goes well, essentially. As May has gone back to the operator here. Third time's the charm.
OP-nya lucu warna hijau aja.
So far, that, like you said, the value hasn't really delivered. It hasn't transferred to a win whenever you've picked up that operator. A lot of mid-focus trying to clear that Killjoy util, but it's a full stack of utility on that B side to support the operator. And also, I want to say that they're trying to counteract potential for this lockdown here on the B side. Medusa gonna peek out alone, but this is actually a bit more of an aggressive bait and switch here for the operator to be planted, right? Because it's both the Silva and the Killjoy going out, making so much noise for an extended period of time. RQ's gonna want to re-clear this, I feel, but that could be their downfall.
Let's see how many people are gonna peek around this corner. They are absolutely looking to do it, although they might send the drone.
Yeah, you gotta use the drone. I mean, you have no other information else around the map either.
Or that.
I don't, yeah, you're gonna have to use the drone one way or the other.
Well, he takes out the turret, now he's gonna back away. And meanwhile, Anthem just waiting to mark it. Feeling the pressure, in comes the shorty. Estrella actually gets the kill with the Vandal here, and now the push coming in. May is going to hit that shot on the operator and shut down this push onto B for now, although we do have a couple of members pushing, and we do have double lockdown.
Yeah, and Monyet, he's just going to sacrifice himself, force them to have to stay in the site as well. He gets spotted, trying to stay alive, to get detained. Can he find the second one? He thinks it's in sight, but I think May's going to survive this.
Yeah, May is going to buy a lot of time there behind that little wall.
10 seconds left.
There, the gun comes out once again. Monyet does get onto the site.
5 seconds.
Yeah, they got to plant this one, and that they will. Just barely, with 1 second left, and Monyet pushing into them. Going to see the barrel, takes out the first one. With a headshot, he's got a fantastic angle, and that's for the side of Monyet. RQ push their way out of the B site and make it happen.
So RQ, the timeout off of it, they go for a pinch play onto B, expecting the operator to come out given the economic situation. But DFM's actually ahead of it, right? The support for the operator, great hold by Anthem initially, over by Market. But at the end of the day, Monyet takes things into his own and creates all the space. You know, the old habits of the duelist coming in strong for the controller of RQ. And now he's going to lead them to another round victory.
And that was pretty huge, and even though, you know, Monyet puts up a 4K, it was still a very close round. And it keeps this map extremely close. But as you mentioned before, you know, already 4-round wins from the attacker side, and a couple of very strong ones to the side of RQ. They get the operator out of May's hands once again. And potential now to get some rounds strung in a row here. The judge versus. Okay, the ult. Okay. Be taken out immediately.
Pinch coming in over by Tree, but the judge, not something they accounted for. Seth's just drawing out the aggro, waiting for the trade from his teammates.
And he's able to upgrade to that Vandal, and now Estrella kind of an awkward spot. They're immediately going to throw down the smoke, and this is not going very well for RQ. DFM are holding this off with flying colors, only losing May so far. So that's going to push a bit forward as RQ are continuing to just hold here in A main.
Yeah, you do have credits to buy up again, and there's a lot of time, so just fishing to see if you can get some kills.
30 seconds left.
RQ, they would love to have an opportunity to already tie things up at 5, but I feel like at this point, yeah, you're not going to want to force it too hard, right? If they go for the peak, sure, you get the trade, maybe then you go for the plant. But in a 2v4 situation, without much other util to work with, it will just be the save. 2 ults, power ults used in both the No Command and the Hunter's Fury for RQ.
Yeah, not much to show for it. Just May going down. These guys are just going to hang out. Doesn't look like DFM wants to peek into that either. And so will be DFM picking up the round on the save from RQ. The failed attack does get shut down. So 6-4.
All right, RQ. They do still have all the rifles. Meanwhile, on the side of DFM, some considerations here with May 1 point away from the Blade Storm. But I'd imagine that you're in the lead 6-4. If you lose this one, no matter what you buy, there's a good chance that you may give the opening all the way to 6. So, yeah, you buy up whatever you can. In fact, they'll make it work, juggle things around to make sure that they have full armor and all the guns other than an operator. Perhaps that was part of the consideration.
Now let's see how this push goes for RQ this time. They have been finding success trying to look for B hits and, you know, kind of split pushes through mid as well. A lot of mid pressure working out for them. But now May going to try to peek this. He lives on 5 health. He does live.
Yeah, he will have to back off. You said it. Still have that extra body to work with here for DFM, and it is a jet, so very, very nimble. Can be slippery. We saw May doing a lot of good movement earlier just to do some scouting for his teammates on these trades. Sass waiting. Calls the bluff on Magnet. He's already been hiding. And that's the controller alone on the lurk for RQ. No more smoke, still 50 seconds. And they have to find something to work with. And maybe now you have to use the timer to your advantage to try to make sure DFM shows their hand first.
Looks like they do want to push on in towards this B site. Medusa on the back of this one, May as well. Not able to get value though. Jemkin does pick up 2. Anthem only getting Elmimore here as they will be able to get this plant onto the B side as well.
XFaro trying to get ahead of the rotation. He's already deep in market, but does he realize that there's 2 here? Oh no!
Oh, massive value for XFaro.
XFaro, he wants too much. Okay, I was getting real scared that he was going to wait for too long, but that is the shutdown. Now you know that they're probably grouped up together somewhere here towards the defender spawn.
That is just huge. I mean, DFM, they got to clear out market now as well. I mean, there's so many angles, and they know exactly where Anthem is. They take him down, and RQ picks up a 5th round win on the attacker side of Ascent.
I can't believe, I mean, we've seen moments where you keep your target on your screen and you still wait for too long, and XFaro decides that he's going to keep swinging 90 degrees to see if he can get double value. But either way, he'll make it work. Keeps control of market. Huge play by the Sentinel of our RQ.
Nice.
You can see he's just checking behind. He's like, okay, I got to make sure that I don't get shot in the side of the head while I'm doing this. And also just to make sure he knows exactly how many members there will be pushing through there if he does go down. As now, we do have RQ last round in the half here. It looks like 4 guys in A main. Maybe going for another 8 hit here. Neth to get the dagger down, but they're already in onto the site. The jet is at least. And Jemkin able to clear out pretty much every corner on the site. They just waltz on in. It's going to be the retake from DFM.
Yeah, they do have the Blade Storm, so that Marshal going to be put away for now by May. The site was relatively left open, so DFM's meant to go for this retake. Paranoia primed up by Cess. See if they're ready for it, waiting for RQ to waste a lot of that utility first.
They are throwing a bunch of flashes over the top. You saw May flying, and now Medusa going to get the angle onto XFaro. Here comes May looking for it. Immediately gets shot out of the air. Elmimore holding down the site, picks up a 3K. And all of a sudden, it's only up to Medusa. The retake not working out with the bulk of the members. So now Medusa has to clutch this one out. He's not looking the right way, and he gets taken out. Elmimore with the 4K. RQ ties it up. 6 rounds on attack.
Yeah, 6-6. An excellent showing for RQ on the attack, like you said. Of course, bouncing back from the pistol round loss as well. So all things considered, I would say RQ feeling like they have the advantage now going into the second half. But, you know, you look at it the other way, that means we're back to square one. And whoever wins the pistol, they'll have the advantage no matter what, no matter how you cut it. And timeout only being used by RQ to make this catch-up happen. See if DFM chooses to use either of theirs post-halftime.
Yeah, so I guess our analysts Two of them going for RQ, having those wins after the timeouts, right? So should be pretty happy at this moment in time.
Yeah,
but
yeah, so far.
It can all change in an instant. If
Yes.
DFM call a timeout and then win a round.
And then it's tied. Victoria might get two
Could
ranks
happen.
up. Oh my.
Yeah, could happen.
Could happen. Now we look at the live winning percent. This takes into account their record so far on the upcoming half, and then combine it with the score line that they currently have. So trying to give you a bit of a better picture of what to expect, but lo and behold, it's pretty much half-half here on Ascent with these two teams. And I think that just goes to show how strong DFM's Ascent really is, right? I mean, you're going to the attacking side in the second half, and the AI tells you that you still have a 49%. It's not the AI, by the way. Our writers actually have their own formula to make this work out. I just mean the computer's actually crunching the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to look at the stats and to think about it. But at the end of the day, this map will be unique in its own right, I would guess, from this point in time. As you mentioned, I think the most important thing is who starts off here with a good pistol round. If it is RRQ, which, by the way, they did win the pistol round, the second one in Icebox, but it was both teams winning on attack, actually, for the pistol rounds on Icebox. We did have DFM winning the pistol round here on defense to start off Ascent.
Xfero holding an off angle right past the box. Doesn't quite show his elbow. Both of them should get tagged. Xfero not sure if he was tagged just yet, but Magnet hides in the smoke.
I'm just going to hide in there, and a massive right click on him. He's just going to be taken out immediately, and Magnet being very annoying here in Hell. They're going to have to clear him out. Xfero pretty low as a lot of targets here, but Magnet gets a second one. Xfero low on health, still able to get one. The Sheriff shots finally ring true, though, for Medusa. He's going to get huge value there, and that's a third one now to Medusa. Can he make it 4? He's going to spot Elmy Moore, who is the last member left here on RRQ. It has a lot to do, but they're pretty low on health, and the shotgun not going to hit. It does not matter. Net just going to shoot him down, and it's DFM on attack to get another pistol round win.
Yeah, you win both pistols, and you're absolutely in a much better position to try to close this map out. On any map, doesn't matter if it's attacker side or defender sided. It's such a huge advantage when you're playing an MR12 type of system. So DFM feeling very good, taking the lead right back. I thought it was going to get dicey when Magnet bought so much time, but Medusa, crispy, calm with the Sheriff, and even make sure that he dodges that shock dart just a bit, stays ahead of it.
Yeah, that's really the one guy who was able to keep it all together. It was pretty back and forth for the majority of that round. You know, there were trades going either way, but then eventually Medusa steps up with that expensive pistol. Is able to make it work. We do have now DFM, after winning this pistol round, looking to push in through B main, just try clearing all the corners. We do have the smoke to come down now from Magnet.
Yeah, and RQ will make the read. They've pushed out A main, they pushed out mid, so the stack coming through on B just in time. Not gonna all hold close though. Only more the only one just to try to buy some time. Yeah, that's a bit of a very, very valiant effort to take down the drone, but couldn't complete the mission.
Nice try, but yeah, just some bonus points there. Jemkin does get 1 kill, but it's looking pretty good for DFM to follow up with the 8-6. Estrella here with the classic. Do you even poke into this?
I mean, I'm surprised he is, just because it's not like anyone's been chipped.
Yeah.
And you made no investment in this round. You might as well go down to the spike.
It looks like he will back out for now, but they might look to root him out.
I mean, I think they probably could afford to maybe, give up one of the weapons. They're trying to consider, do we switch out to the Spectre or not, but they decide, okay. Oh, actually, they're going to go as a group. Well, Estrella probably thinking, thank you very much. Okay.
This is a group.
This is the correct call, by the way, because there's just no reason for you to really greed this, because you have everything to lose.
Yeah. Just there's no reason to take the risk, really. And Estrella is going to come on in here and die to the spike. Down he goes. So DFM take this 8th round very gladly after the pistol.
Yeah, it seems like Neth wanted to consider the option of, hey, it's just a Spectre. Like, can I go in with the Ghost so I'm not giving him any opportunities, but just see if I can get an extra point towards the null command, because he does have, I believe, 4 points. So, yeah, okay, that's a very powerful ultimate. Try to get it online ASAP. But it looks like after some discussion, they decide, well, it is still an automatic weapon, right? That's something we could use on the next round. The DFM will carry over full value, just buying up 1 extra Vandal.
Let's see how it goes from here. Let's see what DFM's attacker side looks like when the score is pretty similar in terms of rifle power, I should say. Obviously, they haven't fully bought up just yet, but I just want to see what kind of strategies they do bring into this map from the attacker side. As Astray a little bit slow on that one, but he does get the kill, and we do have the shorty kill as well, but Anthem going to get the low health Astray down.
Yeah, recons from both sides. Monyet not getting tagged in the site. Jemkin will try to hold on to Tree as the drone comes in to support. Trades across the site.
And then Medusa able to trade it back, and now a Swift Guardian kill. Elmibor kind of in an awkward spot himself. He's trying to peek out, but might get double peeked as well. There goes Medusa. He's going to pick up another one. The Vandal getting huge value for him, as now they know exactly where XSpero is. DFM looking to get this bonus
Nice.
comes down from XSpero, just barely able to clutch it out. Not the cleanest, but they get the job done.
Man, so DFM trying to make sure that they have a 2v1, right? You're not trying to stick the plan or anything, but once the reposition happened, I would have appreciated maybe if there was a bit of a more blatant committal to the fake plan. Because XSpero, he's ready for it, and he's got a Phantom. He can hold the spray. Crouches right below the enemy's bullets. And what a turnaround. I mean, very costly for RQ, but just enough for them to still purchase up an Odin across with the half armor.
Yeah,
it's
it's another one of those a win's a win in terms of rounds. It was very close to DFM picking up a very juicy bonus. Some information now, and DFM still looking to push through here. Some pings going down onto Wine.
Shutting them down.
They are going to clear it out.
Yeah, they will eventually just trade that 0 point, but RQ now knowing that it's mostly DFM vying for A main control. Now this lockdown, of course, doesn't clear the corner. Monyet's actually maybe considering, holding this off angle as it gives a little bit extra space.
Hello, Johnny welcome to the stream. Like, thank you.
Just going to push on through, takes a bit of damage as that does happen, so they're going to leave the A site open for now. After that lockdown, the door comes down and the plant is here. RQ forced into the retake.
Now the retake coming through. The thing is RQ, they think that there's no flank because the 0 point didn't tag anything, but Anthem should have an opening if DFM can just stay alive, as Cess is trying his best to do.
Trying his best, absolutely, but Jemkin just too clean, and Anthem the last one to get a kill, and RQ will follow up with another round win to tie things up here. Jemkin, I believe, getting 4 on the round.
I mean, Jemkin really trying to power through in these tough situations. Of course, everyone alive as well, so teamwork involved. But Anthem, he's got to be a little miffed because he thinks he absolutely outplayed them, waits for the 0 point to clear out A short. Starts his slow creep in, hoping his teammates can stay alive, but look at this. Systematic angle clearing by Jemkin. Just one at a time.
Very nice.
Estrella, coming in with the last kill as well. Estrella actually topping the scoreboard on Icebox for RQ, despite IGLing, so that's a huge boon to them as well.
Yeah, everybody kind of pulling their weight on that side. I suppose the same could be said for DFM on this map. Icebox looked a little bit different, with May putting up more than 30. And now the spray comes in from Elmibor. It's going to be XSpero to help him out. He does get traded back, though, and now the information is given by the recon dart. Elmibor opening up more kills for himself. And they're going to be able to hold off this push pretty cleanly for now.
See if Medusa gets spotted at all. I think he wanted to check inside the smoke. Elmibor very well aware of the possibility. Well, now he's been spotted, so no mystery there.
Cover going out.
There's some extra spray, and now Monyet trying to take this in mid. He picks up 2. Nathan Cess not able to do much at all to him. He's only on 85, and Medusa gonna be spotted. I mean, everybody's looking at this angle now. Exactly and they have the spike down, so Medusa's just going to slink away into the spawn.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of creds here if you're DFM. Now, quite frankly, it's not like you can really even out your econ in the next round either. I guess you do have the loss streak coming in, so you can muster up mostly a half armor buy across the board. So there are situations where you're thinking, okay, well, listen, we're going to have to eco the next round anyway, so maybe you go for something. But here it's like, well, it's stranded out in the open. So Medusa just going to wait to see if they push out, see if Elmimor or Estrella maybe want to greed a kill for their ultimates.
10 seconds
but
left.
RQ, okay, staying patient. They're also not exactly healthy in their economy.
Yeah, I guess just wanting to start some kind of snowball and get a bunch of rounds in a row without any big mishaps. And so that is their third round in a row, actually, as they do take the lead.
German efficiency.
And I believe that's
Just keep laughing.
for the first
So use
time,
all
because
my
it was always tied up, you know. DFM
Yeah.
kind of had the pistol, and then it was tied, and they ended at 6-6, and then
Yep.
DFM took the pistol
Selamat
again.
sore,
and
Johnny
then
Mas
went to 8-6
Johnny.
DFM, but now 3 rounds in a row, and finally
Cover going
goes
out.
to RRQ, the lead. But see how they were able to shut this push down.
Spike down.
Yeah, very patient from Monyet there to reposition. And now the timeout from DFM. See if not only can they claw their way back in the actual game, but also in the guessing game. Try to get their own timeout win.
This is
yeah, full meta now here at Pacific.
yeah. Even if DFM don't win this one, it's not over yet.
That's
for,
true.
For Victoria, they could take a second timeout and then win the next one, and then. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's still such a close map. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe even like DFM come back and then RRQ have to call it another timeout, and it gets really interesting from there.
I mean, listen, it's 9-8. We could be in for a very long haul, not only on this map, but potentially into a map 3, I believe, over onto Lotus. So see what DFM has discussed. Something that, you know, that we haven't seen too much of yet in the 5 rounds of the second half is, you know, a lot of mid pressure, whether it's through utility, whether it's through actual digging deep. And for now, they're going to leave it open once again. Looks like it's just going to be a fast push. We do have Anthem 1 point away from that ultimate. They're gonna force up into this for a couple of their members.
Yeah. Something that Achilles mentioned is that they don't necessarily take timeouts right before they buy big, right? So they're just going to try to push in here with whatever guns they have. And May, he gets in first, but he's immediately taken out by Elmimor. And they don't take the corner. Sparrow just sprays down 3. And that's going to put an end to that push immediately. RRQ 10-8. As the fast push is not very fast.
Yeah, a bold attempt to try to overcome the Odin. You assume that normally if the Odin starts to spam right away, then it's, you know, the Odin there, and then maybe one person watching from mid or way back over by defender spawn, so the Jet can try to get ahead of it. I mean, we've seen it work successfully multiple times throughout the history of Ascent, but sometimes this happens, and it's a good spot from Xfero, in fact, to give the call to Elmimor. Get ready for the dash that's coming over the roof. Bit of a chuckle out from Xfero, and now the tiles crunch. What a call from RQ to try to counter out the tempo, but they're not going to quite make it. The 0 point forces them to stop in their tracks.
Yeah. So that's going to be stopped at least. But yeah, DFM, again, I mean, they have the Blade Storm available. They have a Sheriff, though, on Medusa. They really got to at least get 1 round somewhere along the way here to start bringing back their economy, because RQ are getting really comfortable 4 rounds in a row. They have some big guns and big pockets to spend with at this point in time, but still their advantage on this round as well. So let's see what it's going to be. You mentioned that mid pressure. May is going to come in here and clear out a lot of the angles. Doesn't really see much.
Yeah,
They will back off.
Unfortunately, couldn't quite find a target.
Right here.
But it draws a lot of attention, right? The smoke, you heard the hop as well, so Estrella pings it out for his teammates out in mid. And now RQ, they will back it up over by the A site, just trying to go for these jump peaks in hell. Monyet going to commit to it since he's going to be stuck down there.
Yep.
30
A lot of
seconds
smoke
left.
being thrown in the doorways. May will be given a angle to push through, as Estrella is going to hear this, but it is going to be the Knives of May who open up the back of the site. They open up heaven, and now you see Monyet not able to stop him either.
Jago banget lu,
May
May.
essentially is just able to click on some heads, and they get in onto the A site.
That Blade Storm Can't ever count it out, and now well hidden. May looking to trade for his teammates, waiting to see if the door gets broken open. Jemkin good for one. Now they know where the jet is. Jemkin's waiting for it, but Sess, they don't account for another member popping out from hell.
They do have so much manpower at this point in time, and just gonna push on through. May is gonna be punished.
Elmore wants to Hunter's Fury. He's got the cred, so he wants to get a kill or even a death, but he'll actually get the kill. He's gonna go for the clutch!
Oh,
anjir,
my.
hampir menang.
He almost made it happen. And it starts off with May pushing into him. He gets taken out, and then the second the smoke goes down, he's just ready to throw down. And one by one, they peek him, which is not great from the side of DFM, and he almost got away with murder there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I believe he got the dink, or at least some damage to Sess as well. It's just through the hardwood floor. Yep. Sess takes a bit of an aim punch, but he'll still calmly close out the round. And sure, you know, an eco with the Blade Storm for DFM, so they'll just buy up. They're not going to be too miffed about the weapons lost. Meanwhile, Operator online for Jemkin. He's holding B on his own. That frees up the rest of RQ to stack like they are right now over by the A side.
Yeah, 3 of them on the A site at the moment. Xferal also going to hang around over there. What is going to be the call here from DFM this time around? They were able to get a very nice aggressive push on a B the last time with the Blade Storm. And now with your own guns, going to make something happen. The drone isn't going to see anyone in mid, as we did see Anthem just hiding behind the stairs. Yeah, now a rotation out.
DFM trying to buy out, or you know, a lot of time to bait out a lot of this utility, but RQ didn't invest that much. I mean, yeah, the drone's a pretty big investment early on. They don't get a lot of information for it, but DFM also have to re-clear every single step of the way. Now forcing a lot of attention onto A. It's a pure fake, but that alarm bot, it'll let it be known.
Oh my God.
RQ sound the alarms. And here is the Hunter's Fury. They're all caught in this bottleneck.
Oh, that's really rough. Everybody's just trying to jump around, but it's actually Jemkin from the off angle who does get the 1 kill, but May trying to push through, gets the entry. Sess is taken out. Recon Dart taken down as well, but Jemkin gets a second, and Sparrow's still alive, and it's only Medusa with the Odin trying to make a miracle happen.
Dapat kill
And there
pakai
will
OP.
be no miracles here tonight. RRQ does pick up
Bapak Jemkin.
their 11th round.
Yeah, the fact that the alarm bot was still there and the Hunter's Fury online, RQ never ever felt an ounce of pressure to try to shift their positions, right? You're still having the Sova on A short, able to support from afar, forces them all have to hop around in that market like fish in a barrel. Jemkin and Xferal taking turns cleaning up house.
He fogs him.
Yeah, Jemkin getting a little excited. Now the one-way, DFM trying to get ahead of it, trying to pick up the pace, but they'll get stopped in their tracks, using their own smoke just to take control of A main.
They're coming in here. Flash gonna catch Jemkin. There's a lot of stuff in his face, so he's not really gonna be able to snipe much. They'll just have to back off. But that is just fine. May gonna make their way in, and now Monyet picks up another kill here on a Neth, as that will take some pressure away from this push. Jemkin in the 1v1. May gonna get the headshot down, and Jemkin can't land the shot, not expecting the aggression, and Medusa's in the back there, just gonna sheriff the guy down. Not gonna expect that.
RQ knows they need to speed up. They don't want to get caught by the flank anymore, so now they start to flood in through tree, and it's a double kill. Estrella and Xferal getting 1 each. They haven't cleared hell just yet. Monyet fishes for it.
They're not going to spot him, but finally when the smoke does drop, now it's all up to Medusa, but he's holding the defuse, and he can't stop it from being defused, and he gets taken down. 12th round here for RRQ, as they are on the doorstep of winning the match.
Yeah, a lot cleaner from RRQ compared to the Icebox. Maybe it's the warm-up, and maybe it's the map. But either way, looking very, very solid for the Indonesian squad. Trying to close things out. Now, they were at 12 points over on Icebox before, so...
They were, and they were getting excited then as well, which is something I wanted to mention because things were getting dicey in this round here as well. I was getting a little bit worried for them, but Monyet able to hold it down, able to clutch it there. And now on the doorstep of winning, DFM maybe not able to get their round, or rather their map pick either, which would be pretty disappointing, especially because I feel like they've had a very nice showing here in this match, but might not have much to show for it if they get 0-2'd. But What are you going to do? RRQ able to put up the better numbers tonight.
Op holding. No support, though. Fully has to trust in his own aim and his own abilities to get out with that tailwind. But look at this. I mean, you're trusting that Op so much faith in Jemkin, right? You're trusting that if someone shows up, he's able to get the first kill. That's going to have to force DFM to rotate. You're ready to pinch on them in mid, and if they don't come through there, it's a fast rotate through market over onto B site. Smoke out the ready by Monyet if you look at the mini-map. Yeah, maybe even a Paranoia as well.
He throws it forward, and that's going to be a lot of information given. So we do have the ult utilized there, trying to push on in towards this B site, just trying to force it, but there's a huge crossfire coming in from RRQ. They're so ready for this, and May not able to get anything done except the one kill. That will do it. RRQ picks up the 2-0 win over DFM tonight.
DFM tried to recreate the miracles from stage 1 in their opening match, but it's going to be RRQ coming in with what I would say most, if not everybody, agreed was an upgrade in their roster. And while it looked a little shaky in the first half of Icebox, they finished strong with their own methods against DFM on their map pick of Ascent 2.
Menurut kalian DFM jago nggak sih sampai sekarang, guys? Menurut gue sekarang DFM tetap jago loh.
But it felt like, you know, just everybody pulling their weight on the side of RRQ. Everybody doing what they had to do. The utility usage was great. We saw everybody putting up some really great numbers. A lot of the MVP votes all over the place as well, which is generally a good sign that, you know, it was kind of difficult to pick one guy specifically that got the most value for the team. But unfortunate for DFM, I would say, though. I think that they had a nice look here in the beginning. It's not the result they want by any means. That's going to put them at a 1-5 score line, including stage 1. So
yeah, that's
kind of unfortunate in that respect.
Yeah, that's a rough one, right? I mean, most likely, all hopes for the playoffs
Monoton,
getting
iya
dashed away. I
kan,
mean, I'm
boleh
sure
juga,
there might be a couple
boleh
scenarios
lah.
here, but DFM, they put up a good fight, and I think if you're a fan of them, you should be excited for their upcoming matches. But for the time being, the ones with the smiles will be the ones on stage right now. It's going to be RRQ picking up their first win with this new starting 5. Estrella leading the helm as the IGL, and Monyet being reunited with a couple teammates and the coaching staff.
Gemoy amat ya.
Well, we are done
Saingan
on
na
the cast
tekstur
for
tuh.
now. We're going to send it back to the analyst
Aduh,
desk to
gemoy.
break down RRQ versus DFM.
Thank you so much, casters. There was a lot of push and
Aku
pull
mau
on
upload
Ascent,
video,
but the
guys.
power of friendship carries them over the finish line, and it reigns supreme.
Aku mau upload video, guys. Makasih udah nonton ya. Kita taggingnya doang yang kurang kayaknya. Yaudah guys, thank you yang udah nonton. Gua mau upload video AWW. Jadi jangan lupa untuk ditonton ya teman-teman. Aku pengen off dan pengen upload video, oke? Thank you guys. Bye.